Why does cheese have holes?
Our intro is just the typhoon and the quartermaster just crying. That's just it together. Okay, ready?
It's raining, but it's just on my face. That's what's
It's on my
raining.
face.
It's just water on my face. Alright,
Hello? Hold on.
how you doing? How you doing, love? Doing good? Yeah?
Tealbot, I need you to... There we go. Tealbot, I swear to God. We'll get there. There we go. I figured it out. It's not Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's not, I'm super impressed.
This is like Kmart Pirates of the Caribbean.
Maybe so.
I mean, LJ is kind of Kmart Pirates of the Caribbean.
Not even, but parts based off of me.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Alright. I've sailed the seas, seen good and bad, better and worse, fair weather and foul, provisions running out, knives going, and whatnot. Well, now I tell you, I've never seen good come of goodness yet. Him as strikes first is my fancy. Dead men don't bite. I swear to God, Severa, if we make it out of this alive, I will personally send you to Davy Jones myself.
Oh, that's a lovely boat there. Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of tentacles, but at the same time, it's not too bad. If you know how it touches you. Oh, sweetheart, it's fine.
You never exactly fancied Matilda as a woman of God, but in moments where she cursed your name, you could believe she had enough in her to strike down the heavens with simply a rapier in her hand.
I love to know that I'm the reason you found God, sweetheart.
I really might kill you this time. Even if... Nope. Yes, it really might happen.
Oh, never been dead twice. Let's try it.
This time, it certainly isn't the heavens that finds itself on the other side of her blade. No, it's a man that gurgles his final breath. The Scylla rocks violently against both the waves and the surface of the pirate ship that decided to board you. The ship that you swore up and down was supposed to be a reliable source for this wild goose chase that Impy Barbicane sent you on. Despite the misstep, it was truly the mistakes of the pirates to think that they could take over the ship of Matilda Ahab, the Typhoon. With a bellowing call that could only be described as a battle cry, she tore through each of the men like ragdolls. The woman, aptly named, stands over the bodies of some of them as she regards you. This is because you trusted the floozy at the docks.
She's a working woman. She took 10 quid and I haven't seen anything after that, so...
Yeah, you were so sure that she... And as she speaks, one of the other pirates comes up and she draws her sword out of the body underneath and immediately stabs the next guy. You were so positive, and now look, we're gonna have to clean the deck again after this. We just did it.
Oh no, I'm not positive, I promise. I've tested the other day.
As more pirates start to board the ship, you see... Hold on. Oh, sorry. You see one of them go for Matilda that she had not quite noticed. I'm gonna need you to roll for attack.
Cool. Hold on. I'm gonna do it in beyond 25.
It misses! These pirates are insane. I'm kidding.
Oh god!
Can you imagine?
Right, I'd be like, oh, bugger me, oh fuck. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, if you want to describe how you take out this pirate.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. From a whole bunch of like leather trappings, nicely, wouldn't say it's a tailored outfit. It's decently, absolutely took it from somebody. Definitely wasn't made for him. But at the same time, he likes the way it looks. Tits out, absolutely. Just most of it's open. And he pulls from his hip a pistol and point blank to his face just takes a shot, blows his face, blows the brains out. And he just falls back. He's like, darling, what have I told you about? You gotta watch your 5 or 6. I don't actually know how to count. Never learned that.
She like noted like there's blood that kind of splats on her cheek when you do that, and then you see her just kind of rub her thumb along it and then taste it, and she's like, Yeah, but what other reason did I hire you for if not to watch it?
You love me, Ducky. You know you love seeing my face.
Mm-mm. You're on thin ice right now, Severa.
That, and I'm the only one who can get you what you need on this job. Now, come on, let's go. Let's go beat these tossers.
The two of you start to tear through these pirates like there's nothing else. And your crew, who you trust entirely to do a perfect job, is also doing the same. And eventually,
Better.
one of the pirates gets a really good look at Matilda's face, who is, as you notice, getting very deep in the bloodlust, we should say. She is basically just like tearing through them. One of the pirates, it's the Typhoon! And you hear them call for the retreat. But you know that look in Matilda's eyes. She turns to you. Gotta be something useful on that ship, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go get them. And don't worry if I have a snack along the way. And go.
Now I need you to make either an acrobatics or an athletics check, because you guys are going to board the other ship, but it is...
Ooh, I failed the athletics.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got a 1.
What did you roll?
A 1.
Oh, what?
And it was a 6. Total.
No,
honestly, it's just like, I take a step and just goes face plant, stays right. I'm fine, it's good. I tripped on my bootlegs, it's fine, let's go with it again.
As you like tilt your head up, after you completely face plant,
100%.
After your first step, you see the heel of her boot as Matilda stands above you, and she just and she offers you her hand.
Yeah, takes it. It's like, just don't have me sea legs yet. Come on. Tries again.
Okay, roll me again.
It's better. 15.
Okay. Actually, let me roll for her too, because she may.
What if she fell? And it's just us going bush, 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 and it's like, it's fine. We tell nobody we saw this, nothing happened. We were amazing.
We did great. You did great.
Jumped the first time, never messed up.
Okay. So, she has a +10 to athletics, and she rolled a nat 20.
Damn.
I just watch her flip through the air, and I'm like,
Mommy?
it's fun.
Yeah.
You're showing off, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? It's good. Have that confidence in yourself, darling. That's fine. You know what? You did wonderful. Show off.
Where there had been a board between your two ships, where you would think, logically, she would just kind of sprint across the board. She ignores it completely, and just to the side of the ship, makes a running jump. And yeah, I mean, she rolled a fucking 30, so there is a bit of a flip in the air, and as she lands, she draws her rapier and cuts through a pirate that was on the other side, turns toward you. Are you gonna make me wait all day?
That wasn't necessary. That was rude. That's what that was. It was rude.
If you fall again, I'm not gonna...
I'm just gonna walk over. Yeah,
she just looks at you, just deadpan.
I also deadpan. I go to the side of the boat, and I literally jump off and land onto the surface of the water and just start walking on top of it, going, I'm not playing this game. It's not competition. You know, it's not competition. And I just crawl back up the side.
Roll me an acrobatics to climb up the side of the boat.
Oh, fuck off. 8.
It's
fine. Don't just go. I'll get this out fine. You just see the scrambling, but I'm like super chill about it. It's just, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing.
She's watching and you are
the ship.
Struggling.
It's fine. I am identifying any of the weak points of this ship as I climb it.
Is that what's happening?
There's a little bit of rust and rot right there, so you know, it's a bad ship.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I am appraising this vessel because that's what I do. I appraise vessels, and it's not a good one. It's not a good vessel. And I'm saving you right now from losing money on this vessel. You wouldn't get anything resale back. Now, help me up, please, if you would. I would like to be helped. The bum leg is acting up, okay? Are you laughing at a disabled man? I can't believe you. Oh, a disabled woman laughing at a disabled man.
Severa, I'm going to kick you off this boat.
I'm not even on the boat. How you kick me off? That's what I thought. Donna, now help me up, please. Thank you so much. I would really appreciate
She
it.
reaches she reaches down, grasps your hand, and with strength that is far superior to a woman her size, basically just hauls you right over her. You done playing around?
Fuck you. Yes. I fell onto the boat. I do not land on my feet. And he just kind of lays there, like, this is fine. Everyone has a bad day. It's fine. You know
Are
what?
you having
Yeah.
like performance anxiety? What's happening right now?
You know what?
Look,
I felt bad for you and thought, you know, you could get some confidence boost. And you know what? I am providing a valuable service to you, sweetheart. So don't worry about it. Let's just go kill these pirates. He's absolutely just not
You
looking at her and just going.
you can like hear the like smirk in her voice. Like she very much just like, oh, all right, sure. So kind of you to provide.
You're
Didn't know you were such a provider.
That's literally what I do.
Uh-huh,
I do.
certainly.
I'm
So,
just terrible.
as
woman
the two of
today.
you are bickering on this ship, from further down the ship, you hear a gruff voice. It's like, "Oh, you're going to do that on my ship all day?" And you see, what you have to assume is the captain of the ship. He is a large, ugly and burly man, covered in scars with rotten teeth and blackened nails. You think that there might have been a tattoo stretched across his bicep at one point, but you really cannot tell what it ever was.
Oh, yeah. I saw you at the brothel the other day. It was pricey, but alright. Just
You saw him at the. I don't. Which side was he on though?
I don't like to talk about it. Not in public. Anyway, just pulls out the pistol and just says, alright, give us a ship and we'll kill you slowly. Well, wait, quickly. Whatever you like. Either way, we're taking the ship, taking whatever you have. You have a choice.
Says the guy who just tripped his ass up here.
I'm having a bad day! What is this where everyone expects a pirate to automatically just be on boats and know how to stand on boats? You bet I have a bum leg! Absolutely disabled, ableist assholes.
You hear Matilda start. She's laughing. And I would like for you to roll initiative.
Okay. I was like, please don't make me roll another acrobatic.
While you're rolling initiative, just go ahead and roll acrobatics.
Fuck you. 17
House rules.
initiative. 7.
Every roll is an acrobatics roll.
7 acrobatics.
Are you serious?
Yes, I cannot roll high. But my initiative 17.
Okay. As you you get ready basically for combat, you feel your legs kind of wobble a bit, and instead of just outright falling on your face, you feel Matilda's hand grasp the back of your shirt and kind of tug you up a bit. You really owe me after this one. As fun as it is to watch you trip over yourself.
Listen, we'll talk to you later. That's definitely my leg. It's not me. It's absolutely the leg. That's what's wrong. Always what's wrong. Anyway, let's go.
You are the first to go.
Alright, cool. What is the layout? So is it just the captain himself?
Yes. Your crew is basically,
And his crew's pretty big. So it's a
yeah.
2-on-1?
Your crew much more gracefully got on his boat.
No, finish what you're saying. Yeah, no. They what? What they do?
Much more grace. They just walked across the plank that was there.
And you know who taught them that? You're welcome.
To walk?
Yes. They were
Got it.
It's very impressive. I have a lot of skills.
They are dealing with his crew, so it is you, Matilda, and the captain, basically.
How far is he?
He is about 20 feet, so you're gonna have to move up if you want to get it closer.
Fantastic, actually perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and use Marine Layer. He just looks at Matilda and then opens his mouth and he just kind of blows, and a fog covers within 20 feet around him, and the area is now heavily obscured. However, he is within 5 feet of Matilda, and it is lightly obscured for her, so she has advantage against him, and he has disadvantage against us. And he just winks at her, saying, "Setting the stage for you, beautiful."
Looks like you're getting something right today.
Just smiles and just and for now, that'll be all. I don't have a bonus action ready for it. That's anything I need to be closer.
You're good. Yeah, she you hear the captain is basically like he's like, "Oh, I can't see a damn thing," and he's very frazzled by what happened. And Matilda just kind of gets this grin on her face. You know the look.
Yeah.
And she lets out another bellowing cry, and she rages.
Yes.
And she lunges at him.
I love it when she does that.
Yeah, you see her kind of like yell this battle cry, and with the like wind whipping around, her hair's kind of wild in her face, and like theoretically she shouldn't be able to see because her hair's kind of everywhere, but she just like feels the fight and lunges forward with her rapier and just slams it into this guy's shoulder. You hear him cry out, and he goes to try and attack her back. You got disadvantage, right?
You can't see.
Yeah, and he misses. He's just flailing with his own sword, and he tries to swing at her. And as he goes to swing at her, she rips her rapier out and just kind of sidesteps out of the way. It is your turn.
Okay. I do move up so that I'm still within 5 feet of her, which I assume is within 5 feet of Pirate Captain. Because again, I'm just constantly at her side.
Mm-hmm.
And for funsies.
For funsies.
What do you consider an open container?
What?
Would a mouth be an open container?
A mouth?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna create water in his throat and in his hopefully in his lungs. So just just looks at him and being like, not that I just laughed. Just looks at him and just looks a little unimpressed, rolls his eyes, and just kind of makes like this little flick, and I create 10 gallons of water in his esophagus.
Beautiful. You see the look of just horror that crosses his face, and Matilda is like, she's laughing. She loves this. This is like, you could see she's like breathing heavily, her adrenaline is pumping, and she watches this happen, and as the water starts to fill his lungs and he's gurgling, she takes her rapier and just cuts right into him, and he falls to the deck. You see the rest of his crew. They're basically like shitting their pants. Like they're like screaming, trying to abandon the ship. You see your crew is looking at you for like, what should we do? How would you like to handle this?
Hold on. I gotta type something. Do I have that? Hold on, give me a sec. Maybe see if I took something. I did. Alright. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Okay,
can.
cool.
Describe to me what happens. Also,
So-
I don't know why the music went less vibey.
It did.
But
It's
we're just
actually
going.
it's beautiful. We're having a
No,
moment, I
good.
guess.
Okay.
So
Go for
when
it.
the captain falls and all the other pirates are kind of stuttering, LJ just turns very slowly, and he's just absolutely smiling, and it's so pleasant. It's just absolute delightful lad. And he vanishes into the ground and is gone, and then reappears behind the nearest pirate and just mouth open, grabs his neck, and rips out a chunk, and immediately downs him. And then he disappears again and does it to the next one. Just starts periodically ripping and tearing out the necks of every single other pirate. And they're screaming, freaking out. But, you got cleanup. So starts eating them. With Misty Step.
Beautiful.
Multicast Misty Step, don't think about it.
No, it's flavor. So you just
It's flavor. Yeah.
God comes down and says, "You'll have as many Misty Steps as you want. That's cool shit."
Thanks.
As you're doing this, and kind of going through the cleanup process, you see out of the corner of your eye what you know is Matilda's kind of process to calm herself down. She's just that heavy breathing and that almost like frenzied look on her face. She's slowly just like,
On the last one, when he goes back down, he comes right back up in front of her and just says, hey, darling, you got this. And he just looks at her straight in the eye and says, remember what we're doing, we're breathing, right? And of course he's covered in blood, absolutely red. And he's like, remember the words, remember what we said. You breathe in, you breathe out, you think of everything you've ever loved, flowers, the sea, seagulls, if you're that kind of person. Remember, breathe in and breathe out. It's not here.
you see her do that, and
Not
then
here.
her eye kind of focuses. She looks back and she goes, "I don't even like flowers."
Well, everyone loves flowers. What kind of lad don't like flowers? Fuck, I gotta go take that back. Anyway,
Did you get the rest of them? She like glances past.
yes.
Mm.
All right, let's go get what we came for.
Yeah, let's see what they've got. Where do you go? Just below deck?
Looks at me, tells it. So where was this thing that we were looking for? That I should have known, but I didn't, and I forgot momentarily because God didn't tell me. I don't actually know what we're doing on this boat. Is that a test for you, Matilda? Do you know what we're doing?
A test for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm testing your field work.
Oh, right.
What do you
Well,
do
there's
in the fray?
supposed to be something on here that Inventor wanted.
Exactly, and you got it on the first try. I'm so impressed. See,
thank you.
what would you do without me? You probably same thing, but doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's go find the thing.
Right, well,
What do you mean that asked for? And real quick, what does this thing look like? This is also another test. What is it? Is it bigger or smaller? Is it? Can I carry it?
I would
Do
assume
you
you
need
could.
to carry it? You're like
I mean,
me.
I'm stronger than you.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
I don't know. Well, he said, and I quote, "You'll know it when you see it." So I guess we'll know it when we
Fantastic.
see it.
So yeah, go below deck, and I'm looking where he's looking. When he'll see it, he'll know.
Roll me a perception check.
God, don't you dare fuck me over. 5.
Did you
I don't
roll-
fucking see it.
You
I rolled
rolled
two.
a 5.
It's a 2.
Um,
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to see it. Is it this? And
You're
just hold it
looking
like
at the-
work.
you're looking at the floor. Why do you're not even looking around? You're looking at your fucking feet.
There are things on the floor. Things that go on the floor, and so you look at the floor, look at the things. I don't know. Do your things float?
I don't know.
Amazing, your things float. I'm just teach me how to do that.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Oh lord.
Just roll me something higher than a 5.
5. I rolled a 5. It's a bad day. Listen,
Now you're just looking at the wall. What are you doing?
there's a really nice painting on that wall, and I kind of want it. It's a puppy. Look at it. It's a little puppy. It's got a little bone. That's nice.
What does
taste.
it say? What does it say? Hang in
I'm
there.
taking it out. I'm taking the picture out. And I'm rolling it up now. This is
All right,
mine.
yeah, you got it. You got it.
I'm giving it to Felix. He loves dogs. He loves little pups.
Little pups.
It's his birthday probably sometime. I don't actually know. He's
Gotta be
they're coming up.
eventually.
Yeah, I know. He's. As far as I'm aware, he's alive. Not. I mean, it's kind of a hard threshold these days, but you know. So I'm gonna look around again with the eyes that I have, that I will see with,
If
and I
ever
will
you
see
have
it
a
this time.
passive, you can do passive
It's fuck-
perception if you want. Is it a bad investigation?
No, it's 13. I have terrible investigation. That is my dumb stat. So I have a passive perception of 13.
Let me
13.
roll
13.
for it. Oh jeez.
Oh my god, is she looking at the wall now too? Does she roll a 20? She roll a fucking 20, is she?
Why did they send us to look for things? We're just
Oh,
here
so
to-
she rolled a 1?
She did not, but she rolled really. Incredible.
Oh, you're having a bad day, love? Oh, you're having
just-
a day? Why are you looking at the floor? Oh, it was on the floor. Oh, is it because your furniture's not floating on the floor? Oh,
She like deadpans and then looks at you, and you know that look. So there, I will end your life.
Lucky, I've been asking you to do that since day 1. Alright, let's try again. And so, I guess perception one more time, God help us. 15! I
There's a
have
5.
eyes!
There's a 5 still, but
That is
Shut up.
oh, sorry, I
5
forgot we're
three.
muted.
I mean,
One of
not
the pirates is
wrong.
talking and I just stab him. Shut up, you. Don't ask you.
You suddenly feel a pull. And
Oh.
it is not a pull to your regular senses. You feel a pull to that other more supernatural side of you.
Aye.
And it is pulling you toward what you assume is the captain's quarters.
You just spins. She goes, "Oh, hello. What's this?" And just starts walking towards it. The music stopped. It's okay there. I was like, "Oh God, music stopped. This is
Nope.
bad." The boss
Now
music
it's-
begins.
Nah, it's creepy.
The purple worm. Okay. Oh, good. Singing
You approach the captain's quarters, and the door seems to creak open on its own.
Perception check for eerie green light coming from underneath the door.
Yeah, you can roll it.
Yeah, let's go. 15 again. I really like 5s. Is there eerie green light coming from below the door?
There is not an eerie green light coming from below the door.
Shockingly, it's blue. Oh, okay. No,
Shockingly, you're colorblind.
you never know. I wouldn't know.
As you approach,
Hmm.
the door seems to creak open on its own. In here, it reeks of blood, and you feel your senses heighten. Your heart, although it doesn't beat anymore, feels like it's quickening in a phantom pace. This is unlike anything you've ever felt before. The room is dark, but you see a faint glow on the bed.
What's the shape of that glow?
Oh,
Is it like human shaped? Is it object like amulet? You've got
Object.
cursed so cursed amulet shaped. All right, let's go.
larger
Someone's
than
cursed
that.
Amulet. Oh,
It's like the size of a torso.
cursed amulet torso. That's crazy. Okay, to get a ring around that.
Amulet torso.
So yeah, no, he'll walk forward and slowly, but he's gonna walk towards it because duh, curiosity killed. He's already dead, so that doesn't matter.
Matilda works on lighting the lamp that's in the room. And as the light flickers, you see an illumination of metal. A plate of armor sits on the bed. Loose fabric of a surcoat and a cape pulls around its form. It's pure white. The cape is pure white. The cape is, a striking blue that kind of reminds you of the clear sky on a good sailing day. And the metal of the armor is a pure white. Along the edges of the plate, there are symbols that you don't recognize, save for an intricate clasp in the shape of a lantern. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Also, just leans into Matilda and goes, 5 quid, that's absolutely cursed. Absolutely cursed. Wisdom?
Don't. Okay, yep.
Oh, wisdom, I'm a dingo. It's not bad. 9. It talked on a fucking 16. Look at this shit. I hate you, D Beyond. I hate you. Rude.
You feel a pull to this, and the longer you stare at it, the more you start to lose grasp on what's happening around you. You feel the sway of the boat,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't think about anything other than the way the light reflects off that armor. And you
I think I'm gonna touch it. I feel like I should touch it. Something very touchable. I'm gonna touch it. I guess, because that's probably what it wanted me to do.
when you reach forward to touch the surface of it,
Yeah.
you feel a burn of intense pain. One that seems to rip through every nerve ending and make you feel like you're on fire.
Bucket
And
holy!
as this happens,
It's
you hear a
always
voice you hear a voice in your head. An unfamiliar one that's feminine and almost angelic in the way it speaks. Please, please remember what we've done. And you black out. And that is the end
ain't gonna remember shit.
of your thing.
Ooh.
I ain't gonna remember shit. Damn healing armor. Kiragoing my ass.
Wee.
Do you hate me, Blake?
Bye bye.
Oh, did
did-
you give me his wife? Is that his wife?
No.
No, my wife. God made me kill my wife and kids.
Oh, okay. My second choice was daughter, so I'm gonna take that off the table.
You remember
Well-
the Nephilim? Not anymore.
Welcome back, Teal Music.
Very nice.
How do you feel, Tori?
Oh yeah, it's good. Still finding the groove. Because when you're on the spot, you're like, I'm gonna talk. Yeah, it's like, I was never good at ad lib. I got to leave. This is why I don't do.
You were so good though, and
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
following
good.
that up.
That was
For-
really good. I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw, but I was laughing a lot.
Oh, good. Thank
No,
you.
excellent.
For my notes, you can't read it, but the first thing I wrote was hot pirate shit.
That is the literal definition
It's really
of the quartermaster and the typhoon is hot pirate
Mhm.
shit. Just
is. It really is.
they're just
And next to unfortunate persuasion, or next to unfortunate perception and acrobatics rolls.
Absolutely. It's fine. Everyone have a bad
it
day.
was good.
God. It's fine.
It's good. It's
I don't need
alright.
to land on my feet to know I'm wonderful.
All
Alright.
right. Sophie, you ready?
I'm so
Wizard. I mean,
scared.
You're so scared.
Yeah. Okay. I
I'm
have to be
excited.
depressed. Okay.
To be-
I'm so excited. Let's
I'm
fucking
so
go.
excited for fucking depressed priest. It's hot.
Reflection of us all.
Can you hear me on my mic okay? Or do I need to turn it up?
Yeah, sounds
I hear
good.
you good. I hear you good. All right.
Ooh, churches. God is here.
The Bible did not arrive by facts from heaven. The Bible is the product of man, my dear, not of God. The Bible did not fall magically from the clouds. Man created it as a historical record of tumultuous times, and it has evolved through countless translations, additions, and revisions. History has never had a definite version of the book. Every faith in the world is based on a fabrication. That is the definition of faith, acceptance of that which we imagine to be true, that which we cannot prove. When a question has no answer, there is only one honest response. The gray area between yes and no. Silence. Faith echoes around you, rattling around in its cage like a chamber desperate to be broken into. Here, on your knees, you pray before Our Lady of Grace. You see, reflected in the corners of your vision, the stained glass of the windows depicting the archangels. To your left, you hear a woman weeping, praying so deeply she could barely keep herself from prostrating entirely on the floor. To your right, an older man, silent. He stares at the statue in a mixture of awe and reverie. You wonder if he sees something that you don't. You wonder if this feeling of emptiness will ever abate. What are you doing? Other than being depressed.
Just cry with the lady. No. But cry together. No. Fabian's going to take a look at the woman. Can I roll like a perception check?
Mhm.
Okay. Perception, where are you? It was a 10.
Is there something specifically you're trying to gather, or just like?
Just like if something unique or just a lady crying.
um,
That's unique. She's unique in her heart.
She shows emotion without fear.
you you see that she's clinging to what looks like a pendant or like a locket that has like a picture in it. So you can assume that she's probably here mourning. As you're observing her, you hear the double doors, the massive doors of the church open again, and you hear a clicking of a cane against the stone. It's a familiar gate, one that you recognize as Detective Henrietta Barnes. You hear you hear a voice. Father?
Fabian's gonna like do like finish his prayers, stands up. Detective.
You can hear in her voice that she holds no affection for this place. The look on her face says it all. Although her posture is polite, her expression seems to hold nothing but contempt. She shifts, bending her knee just in a way that makes the metal brace that holds her leg creak a small sound. Sorry I'm late. There was some difficulties getting here.
I'm surprised you came here. I
Well,
know you don't like this place.
this is where they wanted us to meet and do the job.
And what exactly is the job?
Well, your job and my job is a bit different as usual, but there is supposedly a boy being kept in the back by the priest here that is possessed. I'm here because I believe the boy is a missing persons that I've been looking for, and I'm hoping that once you exorcise him, then I can ask him who his parents are and then get the money from his parents. So honestly, it works out for both of us.
Let me get this straight. You're going to find the missing child of a parent and then demand money from them.
It's not really a demand. I mean, I'm doing a job for them.
Hattie, we've talked about this before. You can't put a price on saving somebody's life.
Yes, you can.
But you can put a price on the rent of my building and my occupation.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't have this problem if you lived at the bureau like me.
You've got a point.
Yeah, but like, have you seen the weird tentacle alien thing that's been hanging around there?
It
Does he
is
like come
very
into your room at all?
off-putting, yes.
It's very off-putting.
Yeah.
And then there's the... She like gets this distant look on her face and she's like, nope, yes, I'm just... we'll stick with the agency. Look, let's just... Maybe it's not even the same boy. Maybe this is just a random possessed child that a priest is keeping locked in his office.
Happens a lot more times than you think.
Maybe we should move on.
She like yeah.
Mm.
You see
Uh,
her
but-
like glance behind you at the woman who's crying, and she like kind of looks uncomfortable, but then she looks back at you.
Gotcha. Fabian is going to walk over to the woman who's crying, and he's gonna put his hand on her shoulder and be like, "My prayers are with you." And while he's doing that, he's gonna try and peek a look at the pendant. If it's open.
Yeah, you glance. You do see the picture of the man on the pendant. He doesn't look familiar to you. But that is pocketed in your head for the future. Thank Thank you, Father. Yes, I greatly appreciate it.
Yes. He gives her a pat. Walks away.
You did good, kid.
Done good.
Hattie just
Redeemed.
kind of like, there's a term I heard recently called a savior complex. You ever think about that?
No.
Hmm.
That can't.
Hmm.
No. Only for Jesus.
There's only one savior.
There's only one savior.
All right. Well, let's. She like gestures toward the doors in the back further into the church. Let's go. He gave me his and she like lifts up this like old key ring that has way too many keys on it. He said which room it is, but he didn't say which key it is, so hope you're ready to stand in the hallway for a minute.
We'll make it work. He starts walking over there.
The people surrounding you hardly seem to pay you any mind as the two of you make your way out of the chapel. You follow Hattie to a locked door in the back, where the detective begins to dig through the ring of keys that she held in her hand. She's just going through the keys.
You would think for a detective you could use context clues to figure out the key.
Oh, is that so, Father?
I'm just suggesting.
She like offers you the ring of keys. By all means,
Can
Roll-
he
roll me. Let's see. I don't know. I guess roll me sleight of hand. We'll see if you just figure it out.
Yeah. Is a 13?
You try the key and it starts to turn, and you get that kind of boost of confidence where you're just like, yeah, fuck you, Hattie, I got it first try. But then it stops and you try and jiggle the handle. That is not the right key. And she's just, oh, wow, did a great job opening the door.
I was closer than you were. He's gonna try another key.
Roll me again.
Why did I make Dex my dump stat?
Me
It's the
and my
random thing.
intelligence.
Don't worry, it's whatever I'll make you roll.
It's a 7.
Doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't feel good, Ducky. No.
No.
God is not with us today.
She like she rolls her eyes, but you see kind of this like look of amusement on her face, and she takes the key ring from you, and she flips through a couple keys, and then she grabs one and inserts the key into the door. Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Perception. Perception.
Perception. It was a 14.
Hold on, I gotta make the music creepier. Give me a second.
Ooh.
Creepier? What? Nothing's gonna happen. I don't know what you're talking about. You hear a hiss from the other side of the door.
Great.
You don't even have to be in the room to sense the dark and evil energy that is seeping through the cracks. As usual, Hetty doesn't seem to quite be aware of the change in atmosphere. You know that she's not exactly attuned to the same things that you are. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
That was perfect. Wisdom saving throw
Mm-hmm.
is a 14.
You hear a voice hissing from the room as the door slowly creaks open. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? There is a swirl of dark energy that seems to nearly suffocate you the moment the door swings open and you take a step inside. There is a bed in the back of the room where a young boy lays. You can see the leathers that strap him to its surface, his skin pale and gaunt, sweat soaked through his dirty clothes, his hair sticking against his forehead. Why are you here? You hear his voice layered over. You hear the voice of a young boy, but also sounds of demonic presence.
Oofed. Okay.
Hattie looks chilled and she looks at you. Well, Father, this is your expertise.
Fabian, any like sense of playfulness he had with Hattie is like gone. It is no longer there. He's very serious right now. And he's oh my god, the music is so good. He's gonna take out a rosary. And he's gonna kind of wrap it around his hand. And he's also going to put his hand in his pocket where his holy water is. It's just, he's not bringing it out yet. He's just keeping it there. He's going to take a couple steps, but not walk right next to the boy. He's going to be like, I'm here to help this child.
Roll me a religion check. This will be your, basically your exorcism check.
My exorcism check. Thank God it was high. It's a 25.
Okay. You start to God damn it, Ellie. As you start to that was like Midwestern as fuck. As you start to perform the exorcism. As you start your process, the child starts writhing. He is coming, he is coming, he is coming. Roll me another religion check.
Another one. A 19.
We will die, we will follow, we will pray. We will become one, we will pray, we will die. Roll me another one. You see this kid is like convulsing.
Going through it. It's an 11.
The child head snaps toward you and is looking directly at you, and all you see are the blacks of his eyes as he says, do you think you will ever see Maria again? Roll me another religion check.
A 22.
The energy that is pulsing from this child seems to almost be suffocating you. You hear him scream, burn, you will burn, you will burn. Roll me a dex save.
No! Dex save. It's a 2.
You are so focused on, like, trying to keep your grip on whatever entity is in this child, that you do not notice as things start to move around the room. And a vase that was sitting on the desk beside him goes flying and slams right into you. You take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And I need you to do me another religion check.
It's a dirty 20.
There's a blood-curdling scream as you watch this spirit eject itself from the boy's body. He slumps to the bed unconscious, barely breathing, and you feel the energy drain from your form. And if not for the sudden steadying arm on your back, you would have crumpled to your knees. I don't know how you enjoy doing things like this.
Who says I enjoy it? I just have to do it. But check the boy. Is he okay?
Yeah, once she sees that you'll be able to stand without her, she makes her way over to the boy, and you know, as she's doing this, that you feel that the evil spirit is exorcised. But you're kind of having a difficult time shaking the feeling it left you with. It felt different somehow, almost like it was trying to warn you in its own way. She makes her way up to the boy, and she checks his pulse. It's weak, but I think he'll be fine.
Good. That's that's all that matters. And he's gonna
She-
walk over,
Good.
crawl over, I guess. Whatever
You're
state he's
you're
in.
Yeah, you're standing. It's your legs kind of feel a bit wobbly, but you're able to walk.
He's gonna walk over and then he's gonna do a healing move. But false life can't be that.
Yeah, false life's not a healing. I mean, you could try.
Bruh, I thought I had a ton of spare the dying.
Yeah, we could flavor that to her.
Yeah, I think that's. I have a lot of healing stuff, but it's like weird stuff.
I'm just a
Vivify.
weird priest.
It
with
looks
a
like
little
people have
boy.
to die for me to heal them, so that's a bummer.
Stabs him and then brings him back.
And he's like, "You want me to like shoot
Do
him
not argue with
first,
ways
or-"
of God.
Just don't question me.
You religious people are real strange.
Uh,
Yeah, you kind of like lay your hands on him and just flavor your spare the dying, because you can definitely tell that he's struggling. And where there was almost like a raspy, like wheezy breathing to him, you watch as kind of it slows down, and then he's breathing peacefully and seems to be a lot more like at ease.
mhm.
Hattie's like, I should probably talk to the priest about letting him rest here. He doesn't really seem to be in the state to ask him who his family is.
Yeah, I guess that's right. And he. Does the boy look familiar at all now?
Roll me history.
History. Oh, okay. A 16.
You know that you have never seen this boy before, but there is a sense of nostalgia there somehow. Something about this boy still feels familiar to you, but you can't quite place why.
Okay.
As you're doing this, you see, true to form, Hattie has now left you with the boy and is now digging through the nearby desk.
Hattie, what are you doing? What are you looking for?
I'm investigating, obviously.
I don't know what you're gonna find in there.
You telling me that all priests are as goody-goody as you?
No comment.
Roll for her. But yeah, she is digging through the desk. You get the impression that she is definitely... There is a purpose to her looking. She's not just being nosy, though she does do that sometimes, where she's just... They left it out in the open. What else am I supposed to do? Don't put your diary in an obvious spot. Let's see. Is there anything you would like to do while she... Damn, nat 20. That's what's up, Hattie. Is there anything you'd like to do while she's digging through this desk?
Yeah, Fabian's going to... Is the boy conscious at all?
No, he's kind of sleeping for now, but you roll me a medicine check.
A 6.
He's alive.
Good enough for me.
I'm not a doctor.
I only heal the dead, so.
Yeah, that's the next guy.
You hear Hattie go, aha! And she, like, pulls out a pile of papers. Starts flipping through them.
He's gonna. Fabian was like doing a little prayer for the boy. And he's like done now, and he's just like, "What did you find?"
Oh, are you feeling detective-y?
Just tell me.
Well, here's the funny thing, Father, is that this boy got possessed in this church.
Great. What do you mean? How do you know that?
She flips through some of the pages and then goes to show them to you, and you see that they are basically the journaling of the head priest, and the pages talk about the boy came to them, said he was lost and had no memory of who he was, and the church offered him a place to sleep while they figured out what they could do for him. And when the father came to check on him, he had become possessed. And so the father, with his very minute exorcism powers that don't compare to yours whatsoever, was able to contain him long enough to be able to strap him to the bed so he wouldn't hurt himself. But they know that he did not leave the church and that he got possessed here.
So
That's
there's
not
someone.
normally how churches work, is it?
No, it's not.
Hmm.
I don't think this is a safe place for the boy anymore.
I suppose I could take him back to the agency with me. That would be a bit safer, I guess.
I still have some investigating, I guess.
Oh, look at you using that word.
Pain.
Mm-hmm. Roll me. Let's see. Give me a wisdom
so-
saving throw.
Hey, Sophie, ask what the boy's name is.
Fuck you, Wolf. You're not getting it. This is just Wolf wants to know a thing that they don't get to know. Sophie, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Saving
Nick's
throw?
dead son that
Yes.
he killed. It's all connected.
It was a nat 1 and made to a 7, but
Wolf, get ready. This is your roles coming up too. This is a
yeah, everybody's doing really great. You that suffocating feeling you felt when you were performing the exorcism suddenly hits you like a ton of bricks, and you immediately collapse to your knees. And you're like gasping for air. It's like you feel like you can't breathe. And the phrases and the things that the boy kept repeating over and over, you will burn, he is coming, we will all die. You just hear it echoing in your head. But the voice you hear saying it is Maria.
that's so messed up. Oh no.
Roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, and also take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay. This one's an 18.
You start to kind of like you feel a hand on your shoulder. Father, you're doing the weird thing. Are you all right? And Hattie's voice kind of clicks through the whispers in your head, and slowly you start to come back and become aware of your surroundings again. You're looking pale. Did something happen?
He's like panting and is like, we need to get the boy. We need to get him out of here now. And he's gonna walk straight over to the boy. Start like, I guess we undid the leather straps. We should have.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, you do that.
Okay. And he's gonna start carrying the boy. And
Okay. Yeah. See, Hattie kind of like she has this look on her face where she almost looks like she wants to make a snarky comment like you two usually do, but she recognizes kind of like as much of a fun working relationship the two of you have, she knows that you know your shit. And so she kind of just nods her head and she collects the papers that she has. And then she like motions for you. So the two of you walk out of the church. And you kind of hear just the sound of the clicking of her cane behind you. And as you start to make it to the front door, you hear just a whisper very faintly in the back of your head. You will burn. And that is where we're going to end yours.
wow. Was it still in Maria's voice?
Yes.
Fortunately
Maria?
for you.
Should I tell
That was
everyone who Maria
creepy.
is?
I love it.
It's up to
Fortunately
you.
for you, I can make water, so don't worry about
It's
that.
up
can
to you,
make one.
girl.
Maria is Fabian's dead mother.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way,
You know that name.
Okay.
Mama.
I literally messaged Sophie before all this and was like, hey, Maria's your mom's name, by the way.
I didn't know.
I was like, oh shit, I need a mom name. Okay, well, there it is.
Maria.
Maria,
That was
Maria.
so good.
Alright.
Ugh.
Refill my beer.
Yeah, I'm
back.
gonna go piss girl real fast before we do the next one.
Piss, girl.
Yeah,
Before the
so,
other girl.
girl.
9 hours of introductions, man.
Who's next?
Ellie is next.
I'm gonna
Oh, okay, I
vomit.
thought
I'm
that
so
Wolf was.
nervous.
I did too.
You can
I'm
do
sorry,
it.
that was me.
Got this.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna
I
get some
haven't been a
tea.
player in like, well, like a player in a campaign. 'cause
Oh,
I've been
okay, I
a
was like,
player in a
wait.
one shot,
I
but
was about
like
to say, like, oh, different players. Entirely
not
different players.
like in a like.
I mean,
I'm
you
so
got played out.
nervous.
It's
You're gonna do
okay,
that,
Forever
Chris.
Dean. You got this. You got this.
I'm never on the other side. This is so weird.
All right, I don't know exactly 100% what's happening. I just did the questionnaire. So, you're not alone in not knowing what's going on 100%. I'm messaging
We're all finding
Kalina.
ourselves.
Yeah, I was like messaging Kalina during the middle of other people's stuff. I'm like, I hope this is okay. Ignore me if not. Just letting it ride.
And this is also the session where we dial in what we want to do.
Yes.
Like you're so good. Like,
Oh.
perfect.
Me? Yes, thank you.
Is
Everyone,
Shyla
actually.
with you? I want to see her.
Damn it, I already got Shiloh. Come here. Come here, you stupid shit.
I want to see. How old is she now?
I wanna
Oh,
Jeez.
Bubba.
Shiloh is.
What a big girl. Look at her.
She smells so bad. Hello. Hello, Pop.
But she love you. Does she have like the skunk breath?
No, she got like the skunk body.
She got a skunk butt.
How's Kira, by the way, Sophie?
Kira's doing good. She's getting older.
Oh,
So her
baby.
back legs are like. We have her taking glucosamine and like
Yeah.
chondroitin now,
Look at you.
Yeah.
but I don't know. She's
Bless
a
her
big
little
dog,
baby.
so her
How
back
old is
legs
she?
have to carry a lot.
Honey.
I think she's
I
close
think
to like 10
you're
now.
muted, Lena.
It's just because
Yeah,
she
I
got a
am.
dump truck ass, I guess.
This
Thanks,
is
Blake.
true, yeah.
Yeah, Kira,
The
just-
vet confirmed it.
Wait, really?
yes.
Oh.
Yes. No. Say yes, Sophie. Hi, I'm
How's
the
everybody
vet.
feeling?
I'm so nervous. I'm gonna
Much
vomit
better,
all
better.
over the desk.
Doing great.
Working on it.
Oh,
Work in
look at
progress.
Shiloh. She's love that smile. It's so cute.
Daddy.
Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit.
Why?
I'm nervous. I'm never a player. This is okay. Okay, I'm fine.
Do a silly
Honestly,
voice
just-
and make jokes.
Yeah, just vomit words
Just
until
silly,
Yeah.
like
silly
never
goofy
let them. Yeah, just directly from brain to mouth. Do not process them. Just spit them out.
Watch
Yeah.
me be like the headless horseman, and I'm like, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, but if you pitch too high up, your mic doesn't pick it up. Remember?
Yeah.
Me and
Ellie knows
Discord
how to
voice
hit that
recording.
note.
My
I
voice is just
yeah.
that high pitched.
I will say that of all the voices that I'm doing tonight, the one that's in Ellie's, the Akasha's, bruh, I don't know what I'm
Oh
doing for
God,
her
I love
yet, so
Akasha.
it will change. I'm just
Sexy
gonna
woman.
basically talk.
Hello there.
Hello.
You just gotta pitch your voice down.
This Akasha's not as sultry. She's very.
That is unfair
sad
and a
for all
little bit
hours.
homophobic, specifically at me.
Here's the thing, though, is
I feel targeted.
it's character development, baby.
She's gonna become sultry? How can I expedite this process?
Oh, look at her. She's
puppy.
like, I lick the hands. Does she lick the
Speaking of
toes?
puppies, someone almost died. in
Just the
Kentucky.
just wonderful. I love it. I love being disgusted. It's
Does she get in
You know.
between your toes?
I don't
Yeah.
allow that. Not in this house.
Oh,
It's a golden retriever
Fair.
thing.
you know.
I don't
not
care.
everyone has
Oh,
the same
Bubbas.
I don't give a
Don't
shit.
listen to him, Bubbas.
You gotta break the circle.
Build a circle.
It all starts with one.
My mom beat me, and I decided not to beat my kids. So Shiloh can be that for whatever golden retrievers are. Good job.
Yeah.
Ellie, you ready?
No, but yes.
Trying to make it easier for you.
No, yes.
Uh,
All right, let's do it. Oh,
Okay, hold
God.
on. This is not the music. Hold on.
I'm listening. Sorry, I'm making tea.
There we go.
Okay.
Mm.
Water's hot.
I don't know how I'm gonna
Who
do.
could have foreseen this?
Batman voice.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds, and shall find, me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. You remember the steps of each dance as they bring you around the room. Circles and circles in metronomes. You remember each heartbeat. It is something, despite hundreds of years passing, that you've never quite forgotten. The hum of the music in your bones, the sway of the romance embedded in the strings of the violin. But although some of the memories linger, and some of the memories fade, with each passing, fleeing year, you wonder if you ever knew love at all. You hear a voice that breaks you through this trance. Hold on, I'm changing music. Oh, you alright? A hesitant voice comes to your side, and you find yourself snapping from a daze. A beautiful woman of darkened complexion and haunted eyes looks at you. For a moment, you think you see yourself reflected in those eyes, until you remember that you are no longer what you once were. The woman, who you know refers to herself as Akasha, waits patiently as you collect yourself. The crackling of a fire draws your attention back to the present. You are currently sitting at a temporary campsite, tucked into the mountains of Kemet. It is peaceful here. The night sky, unobstructed in its beauty. You kind of just dozed off for a moment.
Oh, it's those things just happen from time to time when you don't sleep necessarily.
Well, the boy is gone again, the one you came here with. And as she speaks, you look around and know that it's true. Before you fell into the pits of your memories, the boy that you knew as the traveler hadn't been too far off. But now you no longer sense his presence. You believe that the throes of time had taken a hold of him once again. All the more, you still have a job to do. To get Akasha to the Bureau safely.
Quite all right. We'll meet up with Felix eventually. He always comes back.
Does he do that normally?
In a sense, yes. It used to be far worse, but he's getting a handling on it.
You watch as Akasha kind of shifts away from you. Will you roll me an insight check?
Yeah. $11.
You can tell that her moving away doesn't necessarily, like, you've been around long enough to notice when somebody seems intimidated by you or afraid of you. But the way that she kind of shifts her body away doesn't seem to be really an indicator of you. If anything, she almost seems to be like she's attempting to make herself as just non-obtrusive as possible. And you recognize this as a woman who's just trying to kind of just not exist.
She's gonna... Because we just met not too long ago, right?
Yeah, not too long ago. You've only been traveling for a little bit.
Okay. She's just gonna go ahead and, like, let her do her thing, and she's gonna probably put another log on the fire. She wants to make sure Akasha's still comfortable enough.
You see that she kind of, as she like curls on herself, she is still watching you. Her gaze kind of flickers between you and the fire, and then you can tell that she looks like she wants to ask you a question, but is a bit like hesitant about it.
What is it? Do I look funny? Is there something on me?
Have you always looked like that?
Like what? Like this? With the armor, or are you talking about? And she points to the helmet that she's wearing.
Does it not get? I mean, we are essentially in the middle of a desert. Are you not hot?
I don't really feel temperatures. I mean, I do, but I don't get uncomfortable, and I don't. I mean, it's warm. I can tell it's warm. That much is certain. Are you cold? Would you like something? Would you like, I think I have, some blankets. I mean, my cape, and she starts to, like, take her cape off.
No, it's all right. So there's something about you, I guess, that just seems different.
Odd.
Yes. Sorry, that's probably rude to say.
Oh, no, I've heard far worse things. Odd is fine. Odd. Weird. What are the things these kids use nowadays? Awkward? It's very odd, in my opinion. Well, did you, and she kind of, like, is very awkward now, and she, like, slowly puts her cape back on.
You roll me a perception check.
Okay. Damn, 3.
The trend continues.
This is not the night for perception checks,
At
like
least,
at all.
I mean, at least she's not eating shit.
In her
standing up
defense,
3 seconds in.
in her defense, she ain't got no head. She ain't got no eyeballs. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Boy, a 3. Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. She's kind of quiet for a few more moments. And then she speaks again. She's like, I never was really quite used to being around people either. Well, my people, they said that I was the god Sekhmet reincarnated. I don't know if you know much about, what the people around here believe, but they said that she was a goddess of disease. They say that all the disease in this world is, she kind of like taps her chest, housed in here. They said I was like a timer. When I expire, the world becomes just another plane for Anubis to travel.
Yes. I'm aware of your culture of some sorts back in the day. The current happenings, not so much, but I am aware of what you're speaking about.
I suppose that is why this bureau was sent to find me, was because of this, whatever this is inside of me.
I can't necessarily answer for the professor per se, but I do know that it has something to do with it, or at least from my, well, thoughts.
If I'm being honest, I just don't want to be a burden on humanity. It's a lot to deal with. I need you to roll me another perception check.
I miss.
19.
Mesmerized.
Queen.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You have been around many, many dangerous situations in both supernatural and natural, to the point where you've kind of built what one would consider a heightened sense to it. And as you're sitting here around the fire talking to Akasha, that part of you, that trickle in the back of your head, well, your lack of head, the back of your existence right there, kind of tingles a bit, and you know that you are not quite alone. And as you get this sensation, the wind around you starts to pick up, and with that, the sand starts to kind of pick up. And Akasha kind of glances around. Something feels wrong.
I'm afraid, dear Akasha, we're not alone.
Hades time.
2 figures emerge from this sandy fog, and I will post pictures of them. Where did I put this? There we go. And
Smash. Smash.
With your
Yeah.
great axe, I hope. It's
Yeah, that's a weird name for it.
That's
Okay.
that Star Wars meme. With your great axe, I hope. I hope. You see, Akasha looks visibly nervous, and she kind of like scrambles up to her feet and kind of starts to move a bit behind you. Will you roll me an insight check?
Yeah. Uh, 15.
You can tell that these two creatures are entirely focused on Akasha, and they definitely are exuding the idea to you that they want to harm her. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh.
When was the last time you fought in a thing, Ellie?
As a player?
Yeah.
I don't know. Too long ago. 15.
Okay. Okay. The first creature, the one that kind of looks like the Anubis head, kind of clambers toward you with his spear, and he is gonna lunge toward you because he sees that because Akasha's kind of positioned herself behind you a bit. Because I mean, you are a tall, intimidating woman in armor.
Yeah, this is true. Yes.
And he is going to roll to hit, and he rolled does a 15 hit?
No.
Yeah, so he lunges at you, and the spear just kind of clinks against your armor, and it is your turn.
Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna go straight at him. I'm gonna take out my great axe. And does a 24 hit?
Oh yeah.
So like with both my hands, it's like this one swift motion. I'm gonna go ahead and deal 7 damage.
It's good. These guys don't have a whole lot of health. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but you kind of reel back and then swing down, and this massive axe that you have cleaves right into its arm. Not the one that's holding the spear, but the other one. And it, as it kind of pops off from your axe, you see where there should be blood on like a regular person, sand just kind of shoots from his arm. And then the other one is going to lunge at you.
Okay.
And does a 17 hit?
It does.
Yeah, so this guy, you can see where there's like that kind of hidden blade underneath his arm, though it's not as hidden because he has it out, but whatever. He lunges at you, and where he dives his hand, like you can't see eyes, but you can see where he's kind of like, his head is clocking the chinks in your armor, and he drives the blade into one of the like joints of your armor and deals 5 damage.
Okay.
And the first one is now going to try and attack you again.
Okay.
He's not having a good time because you cut off his arm. So he, where the sand is like squirting from his arm, almost like it's mimicking blood, he shifts the spear and kind of twists to try and mimic hitting where his comrade did. But he's not quite as graceful. And you just hear tink, another nick against your armor, and it is your turn.
Okay, he's an annoying fly, so I'm gonna aim for him again.
Lock him up.
Fuck it up! Does a 17 hit?
It sure shit does.
Alright, I'm gonna use that great axe again. And I deal 10 damage.
Yeah, so you kind of jerk yourself away from the dude that has stabbed you, and in the same movement, you swing that massive axe again, and this time you take the thing's fucking head off. So its head goes flying, and once again you see just sand shoot out as the body collapses to the ground. And then the other creature, roll me perception.
8. 8.
Yeah, it's a dead mummy man. Yeah, so the other one is going to attack again. And rolled another 17. So he kind of twists around, and it very much, in the way his head is moving, is inhuman, and it's obvious for you, considering they're, bleeding sand, that they're not human, but there's something just about the way that his head is twitching that kind of unsettles you a bit, even though you've seen some shit. And he kind of twists his arm and digs in to another spot with scary accuracy. And this time he does 4 damage.
Ouch.
And it is your turn again.
Okay. I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna raise my giant axe again. 22.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. Let me see. Uh, 14.
14 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you swing on this guy, and your axe kind of like sticks into its waist a bit, and you feel where it almost like completely stops you, but you're stronger than that, and you kind of reel back a bit and go through again, and your axe cuts this thing right in half. You feel your heart pounding against your chest, and in this moment you feel alive. You can remember what it was like to really live. You hear in the back of your mind the sound of violins. You feel the beat of the dance. It's heavy in your chest, but you know this dance. You know these moves. And this creature tries to reach up for you and grab at you again, but you know this dance. And as you make that step, your foot crushes on top of its skull, and it dissolves into dust, snapping you from that trance once more. So you fucked him up, Steve Dave.
Hell yeah! I did it!
You did it!
Is Akasha still there?
Yes. Roll me an
Okay,
insight
thank
check.
God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, what am I rolling? I'm sorry.
Insight check. You're
Okay.
good.
I thought that
Actually, an
perception roll from
inside
earlier.
check. Is she inside?
Is she inside? Okay, 15.
Yeah. So, once you see that both of them are defeated and that kind of danger sense kind of dies down, you turn to make sure that Akasha's okay. She is not looking at the creatures, she's looking at you, and there's this level of like uncertainty, but you don't think that it is fear that's reflected in her eyes. It's more like an understanding. The rage that you felt boiling in your chest slowly starts to simmer until it edges itself out entirely. Thank you. There are many that I'm sure you can tell try to end my life, including creatures like that.
Oh, well, don't thank me. It was pretty unsightly, so I don't normally like to give first impressions with stabbing people those people? I don't. Do
They
you know?
are-
I don't know.
They are agents of a different realm.
Different realm?
Yes, I think some kind of afterlife, perhaps.
Oh, well.
Are you hurt or anything? That one seemed to have gotten in your armor a bit.
Oh, this? And she like points where like it is.
It's like bleeding.
Oh, you know, it stings, but that's just the extent of it. I don't really. Pain isn't something that I do. Not by choice, at least, but.
You are incredibly strong.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. But normally when you tell a lady you're strong, it's, or tell a lady that they're strong, it's a little, harsh. Not really a compliment I enjoy, but I appreciate the sentiment.
My apologies. She just like kind of looks back toward the fire and then looks around where you could see that the kind of like windstorm that had built up is slowly starting to die down. And that you see it's starting to get a bit later in the evening now. Is it safe around here, you think?
I think so. Here, would you like up? And she like offers her hand out.
Yeah, she takes her in.
Up we go. There we go. Oh, you're quite light as a feather, aren't you?
She doesn't know how to respond to that. You see the look on her face where she's like, thank you? Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 12.
You think you see something from the corner of your vision. Do you turn your head?
Yeah.
Off in the distance, toward the mountains, at the peak of one, you see what appears to be kind of a glow. The longer you stare, the more you start to lose sense of your surroundings. You hear the Akasha's voice say, "Are you all right?" But in that moment, you're not really there anymore.
Sorry, I can't help but laugh.
You're
Torius.
We about to be in the same place. You and me, babe. You and me.
Uh-oh.
Cursed baby armor right there.
There is no control here. You know, from the brief reflection of yourself on the platter, who you are. You know your face. You know your own soft features, but you do not know why you are here. My darling, a voice you do not recognize comes from your right. You know he is not the man who has ever called you that, the waste of space that occupies the title of your husband. This man, face obscured by a mask, is only identifiable by the curls of black hair on his head. He takes your hand. You do not find yourself able to say no. He pulls you across the room into a waltz.
You know, I could have you executed for saying something like that about His Majesty, right?
I don't know. I get the idea that you might like that. In this waltz, one you have danced a million times before, something about this one feels wrong. You've always been in control of your own movement, but now you feel trapped in a cage, struggling against bars to break free. The masked man leans forward, and you can almost hear the smile in his voice. He leans close, and he says, Are you ready for the show? That's where yours ends.
Okay.
Good
Great.
job. That was
Nice.
good.
You're gonna meet my like
Ugh.
girl crush. Let's go. I know it.
Oh, I was so nervous.
You did great.
You did.
No, my notes was queen shit in all caps, so you got that.
For
Thanks.
sure.
It says it paused the song, but it definitely is still going, so whatever, Tilbar.
Yeah.
you do your thing.
Man, and now I gotta wait
Got the
a week.
harpsichord going.
Oh my god.
That waltz just can't stop. Well, she can't
stop,
stop.
don't
That's the
stop.
whole point.
I did tell you, Ellie, that there was some fuck shit. You weren't gonna know what was gonna go
I don't know what's even going on.
on.
BT dubs fuck shit.
I don't. Nah, I gotta wait a
You
week.
did
I
it-
wanna
you did it, though.
die. I did.
Yeah, you
Thank
did great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is so weird. I'm normally on the other end, so this is nice.
I know this is my forever DM campaign for, you Wolf and Blake.
I was
You're
trying
welcome.
to really channel that Dommy mommy.
Wait, what?
That's what I told you. I was just like, just use your villain voice.
I was really
Yeah.
trying to
He
channel
was like,
the
what voice
Dommy
do I do?
mommy.
Because I can't use accents. And I was like, just your villain voice.
Yeah.
You're right.
It works. It works.
Thanks.
It's like I'll let her bench press me. No worries. Good shit.
She's like, okay, I don't know if anyone
Every day.
knows, but I had to make sure she's the tallest in the party. So without her head, she's 6'7".
Mhm.
That's wow.
Uh-huh.
Without
yeah.
her head, yeah.
This is
That's
great.
how-
LJ's,
wait,
LJ's
I was
5'10".
about to say
Love this.
Raphael is 6'4", so I was like, he's taller than him. Fuck.
So
She never
how
used
tall,
to be that, but
How tall is she in the helmet then?
oh, probably like 7
Damn.
something. I don't know.
How
He's
big
like
the
the
hell
helmet
is
No,
with the
probably-
helmet?
No, with the helmet 6. I don't know how big is the head.
How big is
5
that?
inches.
How many inches
I-
is the
Yeah,
head?
yeah, Mike,
I
I
have
see
to
what
go
you're
be on
doing.
that note.
How big is the head?
But I
Oh.
mean, without her helmet, she's
Massive.
like 6'7", so she's tall, big,
Probably be like 7'3".
Dommy mommy.
Seven,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, probably.
Alright, let me
Teehee with
get-
the helmet.
All right, it's time.
I'm
It
so
is
nervous.
now.
Now I gotta wait a week. What the fuck?
Wolf, how's it going?
Yeah.
You ready for some fuck shit? Hold on, let me get your
I'm ready for some fuck shit. Let's go.
thing together. Okay.
Give me a second. Let me turn that up a little bit. Okay.
What can be more curious than the hand of a man formed for grasping, that of a mole for digging? The leg of the horse, the paddle of the porpoise, the wing of the bat should all be constructed on the same pattern, and should include the same bones in the same relative positions. If it could be demonstrated that any complex organ existed, which could not possibly have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my theory would absolutely break it down, but I can find no such case. I think it inevitably follows that as a new species in the course of time are formed through natural selection, others will become rarer and rarer and finally extinct. The forms, which stand in closest competition with those undergoing modification and improvement, will naturally suffer most. There's no quick way to do the music skip. Hold on. The village, as you approach, is listless and dull. The rain that falls around you is the only constant in the doldrum of life. Without it, you'd be nearly uncertain if the cycle really continues itself at all. Your shoe gets stuck in the mud. For a moment, it draws your attention to the footprints that were almost as fresh as your own. It's easy to follow. You know the tiny frame of them. She is certainly here. And just as you expect, as you follow these steps, you see the color red foremost before anything else standing in this rain, over forms that you cannot yet readily recognize. But you know from the blood red of her cloak, like a beacon in the foggy mist, that this is who you were looking for. The Bureau member known as the Crimson.
You're going to catch cold, dear. You must
These-
come back.
Give me a moment. Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 13.
You see her tense shoulders kind of loosen a bit at the sound of your voice. And as she turns toward you, she lowers her hood, and you see the massive, familiar red curls kind of spill out around her. Behind her, in the mud, you see a collection of mutilated bodies. There is a brief flicker of something inside of you. Roll me an insight check.
Very bad. That is a 5.
You find yourself looking at the Crimson. The look you give her, she seems almost hurt that you would be giving her such a look, but she shakes her head. These bodies need to be burned, but it hasn't stopped raining since I arrived.
Is the doctor stops for a moment. Are these yours?
No, they're not mine.
What?
She approaches you and kind of gestures you toward a small hut that you passed in order to greet her. She doesn't look at you or the bodies behind her as she walks inside.
I turn towards the bodies and I give the sign of the cross, and then I go back. Follow after her.
As the two of you enter, she doesn't remove her cloak, but you know this is how the Crimson is. She makes her way instead toward the fire, and tosses another log into the wood to rekindle the flames. And then she turns to look at you.
That cloak will dry better closer to the fire. Why don't you take it off? Or at least sit closer.
You and I both know it's better if I keep this on, but she does sit closer to the fire. Did they send you because I took too long?
Well, I hadn't thought about it. I thought it might be a kinship. But I suppose your time out here, yes.
She kind of nods her head, and you see where she... I think it was disease that did this to them. That's what the official word was, but the longer I've been here, I just... You saw their wounds. It's not like it... A disease didn't do this. I think it was a wolf, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I believe you. You should know better than anyone. You don't have to second guess what I tell you.
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah, that's much better. 16.
You can tell that there is something she is not telling you.
I think I get closer to her and I sit by her next to the fire. I take off my muddy shoe and kind of set my soaking wet foot like closer to the fire. I I'd prefer not to be out here for long, and I sense that maybe there's more to this. Yeah.
When I got here, I saw something weird. I saw him, Edmund, and you know that Edmund is the name of the man that she was once engaged to before her time in the Bureau, and you know that Edmund is supposed to be dead. But I saw him.
And how did he look?
Like, I mean, he wasn't bloody, but he looked normal.
I see my betrothed sometimes. Well, it's difficult, isn't it?
Never. He was real. He seemed real, but you could tell that she's whatever it was that she saw when she got here definitely has her kind of shaken up.
It has been a long year. Yeah. I think we're both seeing things that maybe aren't there. And, well, we see enough of the strange and unusual as it is.
No kidding. Usually starts to get to you.
Yeah.
You just see she kind of like lets out that other sigh and stares at the fire for a few minutes.
What would you have us do now?
Well, she doesn't look out the window, but she kind of glances in its direction and then looks back at you. Wounds like that, I worry that they may become something else. So I think it might be better if we just dispose of them.
You said yourself it has not stopped raining. Can you think of a dry place we can take them?
You see where she kind of starts to look to the side to think. Roll me a perception check.
Very, very bad. That would be a natural one.
Something's in your eye. Like
I know.
like-
I think the doctor opens his bag, his medical bag, and is looking through to see if he has anything that could help.
I dropped.
She looks toward you and then, yeah, I mean, some of these houses are still intact. I guess we could just drag them inside. Let me roll something for her. Hello, D&D Beyond. Are you okay? There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay. You see as she she turns to look toward you, but then her gaze snaps up and looks toward the window, and you see her slowly like push off from her seat and walk toward the window.
When I address her, do I call her by her name or do I?
You. So when you're at the bureau, you probably would call her Red, like everybody else does. But I will say that when you guys are alone, you probably do call her by her name, which is Sersha.
Sersha, what are you doing?
And she kind of like motions you over, and you see that she is like razor focused on looking outside.
I think I slip my hand to my waist and pull my pistol.
Roll me perception.
Shit.
Roll me higher than 3,
Oh,
please.
yeah, very good. 19.
He said
okay.
shit.
You notice that one of the bodies is no longer on the pile. There was another one there, wasn't there?
Yes.
She like turns her head to look at you.
There was. How many were there total?
There were 6 of them, but now I'm only counting 5 of them.
6. Ah. And one on its feet. Yeah, shit. We should go.
Yeah. So the 2 of you step outside. Oh, sorry, hold on. As you step outside, you see as the Crimson kind of makes a beeline toward the bodies, and she is looking around for any kind of like tracks or clues, and then after a moment she turns her head in one direction. I think this way? And it's you see footsteps in the mud headed back into the village.
What do the footsteps look like?
Child's footsteps.
I hate that a lot, actually. That is very bad. Was one of the bodies a child? Did I not notice that there was a child in the bodies?
It was not the top body, but there
Wonderful.
was a child.
So the
underneath.
child pushed their way out of the pile of bodies. Very good. Yeah. Those are children footsteps. Sersha, I don't.
I mean, we have to. She like gets this look on her face where she clearly does not want to, but she's like, "We gotta follow them, don't we?"
We have to re-kill a child. Is that what you're?
I don't know. She like looks panicked at that. Just maybe he wasn't dead.
Dead. Your hackles were raised from a non-dead child. Yeah. Very good. Child. Yeah.
Let's just. She just starts following the footsteps.
I'm kind of just mumbling the whole time.
Roll me a perception check.
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I'm very scared. And shit. Yeah, 10. So midway bad.
Double
Mid-
digits?
Middle bad.
That is
Sorry,
average.
I saw the
solid
gift.
grade.
A child. Give me a good old wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Alright. Ow, my brain. Let's see.
Kalina just goes, "What is your dump stat? Okay, give me a roll."
Actually, that is very good for me. But not so great. An 11.
You hear the sound of a child crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. She does not. She doesn't react.
Hmm. Uh, I'm gonna roll real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is it away from her? Is it away from Saoirse? Like a good.
Yes, it's further into the village.
Well, I rolled a 2, so I'm going to follow it.
Let me. Lucky for you, she rolled a nat 20, so she immediately like turns her head. Where are you going?
Do you not hear that?
You know, I generally have good hearing. I don't hear anything.
I hear the child. I hear crying.
Give me another wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
What's up, buddy?
It's a natural 1.
Awesome. That's really good. I like that a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah, we like. Yeah.
You hear multiple children voices. Ring around the rosy pocket full of posies. Crimson kind of looks at you. Are you? And then you see her body visibly freeze.
Mhm.
You can tell that she is now also hearing it, and you hear ashes. You take 3 points of psychic damage.
Why not?
Ashes. And you just hear the word ashes repeated over and over. Give me a dex save.
Yeah. Well, now we're talking dump stat. Here we go. A 19, if you could believe it.
Yeah, so you and Saoirse kind of like make eye contact, and you both kind of sense at the same time, and the two of you jump away as a shadowy blade slams into the ground right where the two of you were standing. And give me 2 seconds. And standing across from both of you, you see a figure that you can't quite make out details, as it almost seems to float into the street in front of you, and you see this thing.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm. And I need you to roll me initiative.
Yeah. Mm. 16.
Okay. You hear Saoirse go, that one's not just me, right?
No, I see it. Is this a big problem or a little problem?
I mean, I'm gonna go with probably big. And as it like kind of moves a bit closer, as she says big, you see that this figure is like 7 feet tall. And then
Well, hold on. I need to send you something.
okay.
I love the way that sounds. Just, haha, hold on.
You see, she kind of like thinks for a minute, and she touches the fabric of her cloak, and then releases it and looks at you, and she's like, I think this is a small enough problem, we can handle it ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I
What was your initiative again? Sorry.
16.
16. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I brandished the pistol with one hand and the bag with the other.
Okay. And you go first.
Yeah. Can I use a free? Oh no, I would have this loaded. Yeah. Yeah. I fire. I just fire at this shitty thing. Let's see. That would be a. Where are you? Sorry. New things.
New things. It's all good.
Ah, there. Yeah. A. 23 to hit.
Oh, yes, you sure do.
Yeah, very good. I fire a silver bullet right at this thing for 4 piercing damage.
Yeah, you see, like, as the bullet first hits, you think for a moment that it's just gonna pass through. Like, you see kind of wisps of darkness that come around, but then it kind of grinds to a halt, and you hear this creature let out this blood-curdling screech as the bullet sinks in, and you can definitely tell that this silver it does not like.
Yeah, for can I have a free action to with a gesture open my bag, set it down and pull my bone saw?
Yes, you can. Next, so you see, as she kind of reaches in to her cloak, and you see underneath she has a bow that she pulls out, that she kind of like, it was folded up a bit, which you know that she complained about bows not being convenient to carry around, so the inventor made her something that was a bit more compact. So as she kind of twists her arm, this bow becomes longer. And then she pulls out an arrow from the quiver that she has around her waist, and she goes to fire on this thing with a silver arrow. Yeah, and as she kind of takes a breath, fires, you watch as the same reaction happens, where the arrow looks like it's going to pass right through its arm, but then it kind of slows to a halt, and as it sinks into this creature, it lets out another blood-curdling screech. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
14.
Yeah, as this screech kind of like rattles around in your head, like it is a very unpleasant feeling, you hear like laughter of kids, and you hear the chanting of that nursery rhyme in your head for a moment, and you take 3 psychic damage.
As that's happening, I am repeating ashes to ashes, and my hand is going for my hip, my opposite hip, and like after like the blast hits me, I take that damage. I kind of shake it off, and I don't continue to grab whatever it was I was going to grab.
Okay. It is now the creature's turn. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay. You watch as this tall, willowy figure kind of like starts to slouch a little, and then in a quick movement, it shoots across toward you, but just in time, right before you like feel it, and you move to the side as this like shadowy claw lunges and swipes at the air where you once stood, and it is your turn.
Do I know what this is?
You have not seen anything like this before, but it smells like death.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah, it literally just smells like rotting corpses.
As it is billowing past me, I raise my bone saw with its silvered edge, and I take a swipe at the creature.
Everybody, you gotta get your rolls out now, apparently.
That's a nat 1, baby.
Yeah, you miss, and this creature kind of like, as you go to swipe at it, this time what you thought was going to happen before actually happens, and as you swipe, it just passes through like a smoke. And it turns toward you and lashes its arm out to try and cut at your arm. And it does 3 points of damage as it just kind of cuts right into your arm. Now you see Saoirse kind of like her eyes widen a bit, and she takes a step back, and you see a moment where you recognize this because it is similar to yourself, where you see where she kind of grasps the cloak, and she makes eye contact with you.
Well, it's one or the other.
And she's like, all right, but you'll keep an eye on me?
Always.
And she rips the cloak off. And as the red cloak goes billowing, you hear a very familiar roar and the crunching of bones as her body starts to arch forward and she turns into the giant wolf.
As this creature is standing over me, I just look up at it and I say, "You're fucked now."
Yeah, and she lunges forward and sinks her teeth right into this creature's neck. And you can see where the head is like thrashing, and she slings it back as it slides across the street where shadows are starting to kind of drip off of where the wound is. And Red is now standing between you and this creature, just snarling with these like this ichor kind of dripping from her mouth where she had bitten into this thing.
I will have dropped the saw and reached into my bag to retrieve a syringe that is full but capped.
Okay. Roll me a dex save.
10.
Hold on, let me actually roll something first. Sweet. Okay, so as this creature kind of reels back, it starts to shoot its arm forward, and you watch as it kind of extends past its body, and these claws look like they're going to swipe at you, but between you and this creature is a giant wolf, and she turns her head moments before this hand goes to grasp you, and she bites down on this arm. And you see as she tears back, and this creature lets out this other shriek. Give me a wisdom save.
$14.
Yeah, as it shrieks, you kind of had that rattling in your head, but you kind of got used to it from last time, and you only take 1 point of damage this time. But this thing looks like it's not having a good time. It is your turn. Music, hello.
I'm going to fire on it from where I am.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. So as you shoot this thing, you watch as Saoirse kind of leaps at the same time, and as the bullet slams into this thing's chest, you hear in your head, ashes, ashes, and then the bullet hits it, and Saoirse just tears right into it, and this creature dissolves into this ichor. It just sinks into the ground.
Yeah, as I'm hearing that in my head, and I say we all fall down, and I as she's just finishing destroying the creature, I rush up, uncap the syringe, and stick it into her back.
Yeah, as you do this, you hear the snarl of the wolf, and it turns its head toward you like it is ready to attack. But then, just as quick, there's kind of a daze. She kind of sways, and then the wolf collapses onto the ground, and its form slowly starts to shrink.
I try to catch her before she falls.
Yeah, as she's falling and the wolf form is changing, you kind of catch her right as she transitions back.
Yeah, with my free hand, I try to reach for her cloak, which is not looking too good. And I take off my own coat and cover her.
Yeah, you put the red cloak back on her, you see where her body was kind of like trembling, like it was ready to go again. It starts to relax. And you see her relax. And she kind of takes a minute and then looks up at you and kind of gives a little bit of a nod.
I say, the sun's getting real low.
I hate it when you say that. She just kind of pats you on the arm and stands up and looks at where this creature was. Never seen anything like that before.
Neither have I.
She looks around and roll me perception.
15.
You notice that the footsteps that were once in the mud that had led you here, you don't see them anymore. And you hear in the back of your head, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Do I
And that is
recognize
where-
the voice?
You do not. And that is where it ends.
Doctor's haunted. What? Doctor's haunted.
Doctor's haunted. Shh. Ellie stepped out for your entire thing.
I know,
She missed the hot wolf lady. Yeah,
rude
but
as
you
fuck.
put that back on after the hot wolf lady. She goes, I know.
Don't worry, Ellie. I put it in the chat for you.
He did.
You're still muted. It's okay though.
I am.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in the out of character.
Even though that would totally be in character for whatever character you were playing.
True.
Oh, yeah, Ellie isn't here, but we know she said smash.
Smash.
No, for sure.
Oh, it's the home lady.
How you feel, Wolf?
Bad. Mostly.
I didn't hit you with child trauma. I could have. I teased it. I acted like I was gonna.
That's true. That is true.
Hey, and you had the first double-digit perception roll of the night. Two
You
of them.
did.
You
did.
broke that mold.
Very
You
good.
did.
I've got-
sure did.
I have to be good for something. So
Good for many things. None of that now.
Am I
If I
the
can't
only-
do it, you can't either.
I was gonna say, Sophie's a wisdom-based character too. Sophie, what's going on, girl?
What do you
Look,
mean? Was I
He
not
did,
gonna do
he did his best. He did his best.
I'm mostly
was
dex
rude.
based, and I failed my acrobatics. It's that kind
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
thing.
you did. You
I
did.
am. That is my. So
That
let's
is
just.
your character.
So we're just not going to talk about it. Is what, or
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
are, and we're all going to
It's
talk about it. So I don't feel bad.
it's
Hey,
sessions
Water.
it's session 0 rolls.
hey, Ellie, what you eating?
Cereal.
Cereal.
No,
got
Swedish
soup?
meatballs.
Oh.
Ooh.
I think the
Someone
last
go-
time I talked to you, you were also eating Swedish meatballs. Is that possible?
It's the only thing she has.
No.
Oh,
Is
It's
it
Swedish
possible?
meatballs and Uncrustables and cereal.
Sounds great.
the three food groups, the three genders.
The
That
three
does,
IKEA's new lunch line.
dude. I need to go. I'm out of IKEA meatballs. I need to go back out there.
genders.
They have
Wow.
vegetarian ones. They're so good.
I know those are amazing.
Too
But
bad
they're
the
called
nearest
plant
one's 3 hours
balls.
away.
Hey,
I do
Mike,
love
wait.
plant balls.
are you ready for your trauma?
Mhm. I'm excited to see it.
Ooh.
Oh
see
yeah,
what I
no,
don't-
yeah, you're right. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Boo, boo,
Yeah. Boo.
I
and
don't
just sort of
see what you
boo.
did there.
boo, 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 tomato, tomato, boo.
Oh, I like that. I dig
I
that.
like
I
that
dig
too.
that.
Look, no.
That's pretty good. All right.
All right, yeah. Can you
I'm
hear me
gonna go ahead
okay?
and use the I can. I'm gonna go ahead and use the trail of this music to read your intro thing and then change it.
Ding dong.
All right. I am invisible. Understand, simply because people refuse to see me. Like the bodiless heads you see sometimes in circus sideshows. It is though I've been surrounded by mirrors of hard, distorting glass. When they approach me, they see only my surroundings, themselves, or figments of their imagination. Indeed, everything and anything except for me. It had been a while, you think, since you walked the streets of London like this. You had grown accustomed to slipping through the crowds with your form invisible to those around you, but now, with your coat covering your body and the bandages wrapped around your transparent skin, you feel almost normal. Oh, that shop used to be our favorite, didn't it, Jonathan? Normal, right. You hear a familiar tone to your right, and as you tilt your head to look, you see your wife weaving through the crowd beside you. Her long black hair shifts in loose curls around her form. Her arms lift the fabric of her black dress to allow her to walk with a little bit easier. In this moment, you can almost think this is a reality. Then, somebody walks through her form, and it fizzles away just for a second. Roll me a d20, Mike.
Oh, I'm not ready. Base D20.
Mm-hmm.
He gets 12.
You have a memory that flickers through your mind for a moment of walking the streets with her before. And you remember, yeah, she did used to like stopping by this shop because they used to sell these sweets that were freshly made every day. You know also that there is a building up here on your left. The reason you are here. This houses something that the Bureau wants. It was described to you as an ornate box with a red jewel encrusted on the top of its surface. You were sent here to sneak in and procure the item. You also know that, although you currently feel alone, save for the presence of your wife, you aren't.
Do I see her now?
Yeah, you still see her.
Still see her.
Yep, she's walking beside you toward the building.
What do you want, Damon?
Hmm. That's not a nice way to talk to your wife.
It would be. You were my wife.
Hmm. Well, maybe I'm just interested to see what fun errands they sent you on. Is that what you are now? Little errand boy for your new friends?
You could say that. Somebody to open the door.
Hmm. Well, let's see how good you are at your errands then. And you approach the building. What do you do?
I'm just gonna stand by, wait for somebody to open the door. Nope. No, like no. No, wait for somebody to open the door and just stand by so it's not an immediate just open the door. Oh, must have been the wind.
You wait. And you wait. You wait some more. I don't think anyone's coming out or in. How long are you going to wait out here?
Somebody's going to come.
Mm. Why don't you just go in?
Well, we don't want it to be obvious. Why am I talking to you?
I don't know. You've got nobody else to talk to.
Is anybody walking past see? We're just here at the conversation.
Oh yeah. There's a guy that kind of like takes a few steps by and then he's like, then he keeps going.
Can do like the phasing wave as he passes. Yeah.
You wait some more. It's been about 20 minutes now. And 20-30 minutes and no one. Ellie, I see you playing Snap.
Rude.
The notification popped up. Hashtag exposed.
The shop updated. I need to see the shop.
It's in the recording.
No, I need to see the shop.
Yeah, so about 20-30 minutes passed. No one's come through.
After about 4 cigarettes, Jack's just getting very impatient.
You see the figure of your wife kind of look around. Could climb through the window.
What's the window looking like?
You have to climb up a little to get to it, but roll me a perception check.
Yeah, it's 13.
You see that the window looks like it's open a crack.
Nice. How far off the ground is it?
Man, I don't know feet, y'all. I'm American. We don't be doing this shit. Yeah.
You should know feet. You shouldn't know the others. You don't know metrics.
I just don't know measurements in general.
How
Doesn't
tall are
matter.
you?
5'2".
Is the window taller or shorter than you?
Taller.
Cool. How
You
much?
have to climb up to it. It's about 7 feet off the ground.
Goodness gracious. Science. But is it out in the very blatant open public area? Or is it like down the alley?
It is not in the front, but it is in the front side of an alley. So if you're gonna get in, you need to be probably stealthy about it. If only you had a, freebie stealth.
Yeah, just looking around.
If only you were invisible, this would make this so much easier. Oh wait.
I'm just looking around like, I didn't really think I'd be getting naked this early.
Is stripping already?
Listen here, you. It's just bandages are half undone.
Nothing I haven't seen before. Carry on.
I don't think anyone's seen in a long time.
Invisible joke. That's a good one. This one's fresh, new.
So just kind of shimmies it off and just kind of like puts it in, wraps the bandages into a nice
You,
little
like,
bundle.
fold.
Yeah, he's just in the hat. Like someone catches him midway, and he just kind of like looks over at him, and then they just kind of like walk away. Like,
Well, you gonna attempt to climb, I guess?
yep. Well, yeah, we're gonna need the bucket over here. And then,
Roll me athletics or acrobatics to see if you just make your shimmy your way up here.
11. Middle, lots of middle ground
Ah,
rolls.
yeah, you guys are really fucking me with these middle grounds. You're struggling, and you kind of hear her laugh a little bit, which kind of pisses you off a bit, and it gives you that extra oomph you need to kind of just push up the window a bit more, and you slide inside of it, but not gracefully. You kind of fall in. And
Look
as
around.
you
As I land, do I see anybody, anything?
no, but you hear music. You are in what appears to be an empty bedroom.
All right. Just kind of stand up
And
and dust myself off.
she is standing right beside you again, looking around. I always wanted a house like this. Such a nice view, don't you think?
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Hmm.
Back to the mission. I'm just
What do
gonna
you do?
peek out the door, make sure nobody sees the door like opening subtly. Just as long as no one's
Yeah.
there, I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna peek it, realize no one sees it, open it.
Peek it, open it. Yeah, roll me perception. You peeking it and you opening it.
Take it.
Peek it.
15.
All right. As you crack the door open, nobody is there, and you see that there is a hallway with two doors across from you. And as you kind of tilt your head, you see that there is a door beside you. And further down the hall is what you assume leads into another room where you see a light and the music is coming from that direction. But you don't hear anything from the other three doors.
What am I looking?
It was a box or something. I don't know. I barely paid attention when they told you.
Jam.
Yeah. See, you remembered. Sometimes that little brain of yours works.
Oh, you're just really a page. All right. Down the hall. Here we go. Kind of like overly stealthy, like very dramatic steps in stealth.
All right. Which are you gonna go for? One of the doors?
Oh, yeah, the door at the end of the hall.
Okay. The one that's lit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it open in any way, or is it completely shut?
It is completely shut. Roll me a perception check.
7.
Oh, Jonathan, and you hear from behind you the voice of your wife as she nods her head toward one of the doors, the one that was right beside the room you entered. This one's open.
Oh no. Anything?
I can't see anything that you don't see.
Oh, that's right. Lovely. Lovely. All right. So, peek into the room that's open.
It is dark. Roll me a, except for like the moonlight that kind of seeps in from the window. Roll me a perception check.
That one. 5.
Roll me a sanity check. Give me a d20.
That's 14.
You step into this room, and you know that you stepped into a bedroom, or what should have been a bedroom. But as you step through this room, you step back into the alleyway. And you look left, and you look right, and when you look down, you see the body of a woman. And you see yourself covered in blood with a scalpel with your hand. And you hear your wife's voice. Did a really good job with this one. Roll me another sanity
Almost.
check.
Almost had it. 17.
You keep repeating that to yourself. You almost had it. You feel like this could have been it. And you blink, and suddenly you're in the bedroom again. But you had moved further inside. And you are standing over a body still. Except this isn't the body you just saw. It is the body of a young woman in the bed. And you see 2 puncture marks on her neck, and you can tell that she is dead.
Is there anything in my hands?
Nope.
This wasn't us. This wasn't us.
You see your wife lean over, examine the body. That's a interesting little scar she has there.
I'm gonna touch the pulse on her wrist. Is she warm?
Nope, she is cold.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anything in the room? Just trying to keep back on track. Just trying to like.
Roll me investigation.
Search one.
You do not see what you were looking for in here, but you, on the desk, see a key that has a piece of paper attached to it that says bedroom. So you can intuit that this key probably unlocks one of the doors across the way.
Can I grasp the key so that way it's entirely enclosed in my fist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I rip the paper off of it, grasp the key, make my way back out to the bedroom. I don't fling the door open. I'm very careful with this one, and I close it to a crack, but not shut all the way. I'm gonna try the key on the door across the way, but not the one with the light on it.
Okay. It clicks.
Clicks.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see as we creak that thing open?
Roll me a perception check.
$17.
It's dark, but there is enough light in here from the curtains being drawn on the window in the moonlight. You see that although this is a bedroom, because there is quite obviously an empty bed to the side, that it is covered in dust and books. There are books everywhere, just piled around. And in the center of the room, on top of a stack of books, is an ornate box with a red jewel on top.
There we are. Alright. I'm gonna go grab it and try and enclose it with my fist. Is it big enough to hide? Just 2 fists, 1 fist? Not putting it in my butt crack, I swear.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to put it in your fist. It's like this size, like decently big.
Zucchini bread size.
Like a little, yeah, like a little kind of a jewelry box.
Okay. All right. And start to back up, kind of make my way out the door and look for the way I came in.
You hear a sound come from the direction of the light and the music.
Is it the door opening?
No, it sounds like somebody's in the room. Aren't you curious? I'm rather curious.
You got what we need. It's time to go.
Roll me a sanity check.
Shit. That's a 4.
You really want to see what's in that room.
Just a small look, see.
Yeah.
Let's take a peek. Alright, I'm just gonna put the box completely flat on the floor. I'm just gonna like put it right at the doorway of where I just walked out of when I rolled that sanity check. So just a peek and just see what's in here. Just to crack the door.
Yep. And as you crack the door, you see yourself standing over a different body, but in a similar way as the one from before. You see yourself holding a scalpel, and you hear yourself repeat. Almost got it. Then the scene in front of you starts to change. And the body you stand over is now the body of your wife. And the scalpel that was in your hand is empty. It's not there. But your hands are still soaked in blood. And you just keep thinking, maybe we were almost there. And I need you to roll me a dex save.
That's 11.
You are snapped out of this trance when you feel your body, your back, roughly slam against the wall behind you. And there is kind of an arm pressed against your neck, keeping you there. And in front of you is a face you recognize. It is the hunter. It is Abraham Van Helsing. You could see where his head tilts. He's kind of sniffing the air, and you can tell that he, with his enhanced senses, is kind of able to gauge where you are, even though you're naked, man. And then he still keeps you kind of in his grip of his arm, but he relaxes a bit. Nearly killed you just now.
Oh, surprised you saw me.
More like smelled you. When was the last time you bathed?
We don't exactly have the best commodities down in the 3rd floor.
He starts to shake his head. Roll me a perception check.
Smell great.
Oh yeah, you don't need a perception check to know that Abe smells real good.
That's a 10.
I knew it.
He's kind of obscuring your vision a bit, but because he's like right there, but you kind of glance past him and you see that very briefly that there are other bodies behind him in this room.
So this is the room that I just walked into.
Yes.
Yeah. No more of the daydream. Just kind of didn't expect to see you here. What are you doing?
Someone had to keep an eye on you. And he lowers his arm a bit and kind of releases you. And then as he turns his body, you see that there are 2 bodies in here, a woman and a man. And they have similar wounds as the girl that you saw in the room, where they have the bite marks on their neck and they look drained of their blood. But this is where the girl's body was kind of kept neatly, and it didn't really look like a crime scene. It was drained very neatly. This one looks a lot more gruesome, like there's kind of just blood everywhere. And you notice that there is the music playing on a phonograph, like to the side, and
Yeah.
that's where the music's coming from.
You gonna get that, or should I?
I don't know, it kind of adds to the ambiance of the place, don't you think?
I like what you've done with the scenery. Really just kind of brings it all together. I like the rug. I like the rug with the blood.
Wasn't me.
You didn't do this.
No, I didn't do this.
Really? Because it's wonderful. I don't want you to be a little bit embarrassed. It's okay. I like it. Yes.
He like rolls his eyes. It's part of why I'm the one who is sent to babysit you.
If this is babysitting, get me a bottle.
Did you at least find what you came here for?
Yes, this. I like what. Yes, the hallway. The hallway. It's in the hallway, right next to.
he kind of like crosses his arms and he waits.
Okay. Here. As I like hit the door, just look over my shoulder. I'm like, yes. Thank you.
You hear the voice of your wife. He's kind of handsome, this Hunter fellow.
No. Off
What?
limits.
What?
Off limits.
Why?
We
Are you
here-
jealous?
No, we are here on business. We are here on business. We are here to get this box that I'm going to pick up right now. And I just can't take my eyes off the bodies. Yes.
Does it? And even though your eyes are on the bodies, you can almost feel like her breath against the side of your face as she kind of leans towards you. Does it remind you of anything?
No.
Hmm.
No. We're here for job. We're here for job. Here for business. Okay, there we go. Pick the box up.
Don't know. I feel like we've always been rather good at mixing business with pleasure. And as you're like mumbling to yourself, like Abe has started to kind of move around the room a bit. Like you could tell he's investigating kind of, but he definitely is keeping you like within his sight, or at least where your general area is. You could tell that he, even though you're invisible, he still is kind of clocking where you're at.
Something wrong.
I don't know. You're the one mumbling to yourself. You do that normally?
Just me and my box.
Is the box talking back?
Sure is. Tell me right where to find it. Little bugger. It's a tricky thing. You listen, you put your ear up to it, it'll whisper right to you.
I'll
Yeah, here you go. Just like kind of like push it into
I'll
his
take
chest.
your word for it.
Come on,
He-
just listen.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Hello, 20.
Hello. When you push the box up against him, you can tell that not the box itself, but almost like something inside the box vibrates. Like it has a reaction when it presses against him. But right as you start to kind of feel this presence, two things happen simultaneously. He pulls the box out of your hands and quickly kind of shoves it into his coat, and the usually crystal clear image of your wife starts to kind of mutate a bit, and you see her face distort, and you can't quite make out her features. Roll me a sanity check.
Oh, nat 20. What up, Thumper Chad?
Ooh.
My chunky boy.
Yeah.
You see the look on her face where she looks almost like angry, and then her entire form kind of fizzles away, and you feel this almost sense of just like calm that settles in you, and you feel kind of a clarity that you haven't felt in a bit. And Abraham seems to notice this, and he just kind of tilts his head. You good?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. You have a cigarette?
Yeah, I'm good. And he, as he's like tucking the thing inside of his coat, he doesn't seem bothered by you lighting up a cigarette in the middle of the room. He's keeping an eye on you, and like honestly, your mind is clear enough to notice that he almost like has this kind of quirk to his lips when he sees the smoke just like in the middle of fucking nothing. Like the image seems amusing to him, and you see him kind of disregard you for a bit, like you're not the core of his focus, and he crouches back down by the bodies and starts to kind of very carefully and respectfully move them while he's examining them.
I'll grab like a not necessarily a napkin, but like a tablecloth that just like got like a lampshade or some shit on it, and just kind of like lift it up and hold it to where my mouth is. But I've still got the cigarette in the other hand. I'm like, can you cover those up? Bit gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. Did you see the one in the
Nope.
bedroom?
Nope, don't.
Mm.
What?
And you could see like a look of understanding on his face, and he kind of nods and grabs the sheet, and he starts to cover the bodies, and then he looks back at you and he's like, you did good. You want to God, I'm gonna get in trouble for this shit. You want to get a drink?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a bit deserved. I'm gonna go. Oh God, I'm trying not to vomit. I'm gonna go get
Yeah,
dressed.
Yeah, you do that. I'll meet you.
The
Yeah.
alleyway. Okay.
Yeah. And as you kind of move out of the room, despite the clarity and the kind of panic that is mixing within you, you feel something deep inside of you, a familiar sensation you know is that kind of other part that wants to be in the front, that wants to cling to the front, and it seems to be tugging at you like it wants to come back out, but you push it down, but still you kind of hear in the back of your head that voice of yours again that says, almost had it this time. That is where yours is going to end.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
Dude, Mike, you killed it, by the way, with your
Aw,
like
Shit.
back and forth. That was good. That was really
Thank
good.
you.
Very good.
I might have a lot of fun with this roll to see how you interact with anything.
Uh-huh. I hope I didn't give it to you too much. I feel
No,
like
please,
I just kind of like
the more the
okay.
merrier. The more I can
Yeah.
flip flop, the more it's gonna be fun for me.
Awesome. Okay. I was like, I'm just gonna go hog fucking wild. Let's just.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, you the last
Yeah.
one, buddy.
Whee!
Yes. Let's see how many 0 perception checks I can roll tonight.
Level a party.
What
No
happens when
shit.
you don't have eyeballs?
This music fucking vibing, man. Okay, let me. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all of those generals and emperors so that in glory and triumph they could become momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Our posturings, our imagined self importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. For a brief moment, there is no more silence. In your mind, there are whispers, hundreds, thousands, speaking a language you can only assume is ancient and far beyond your understanding. It is heavy and chaotic. You cannot comprehend what is happening. You think perhaps in this moment, this may be what true madness is like. Hey, suddenly, the voices are ripped from your mind, and you are thrust into echoing silence. Only the dripping of the cave walls around you and the breathing of the human in front of you is what's left. When you glance down, you notice that very briefly, one of your appendages had brushed across the grimoire that is strapped to the waist of said human. Standing in front of you, in this dimly lit cave, is a human you know. Someone that the Bureau refers to as the librarian. Her name, she had told you, is Lavinia. You notice the way she seems to shift her form, pulling the fabric of her cloak further to hide the giant text strapped to her waist. Are you okay?
Nothing. It was just a moment. Just still getting used to things. How are you?
I mean, being underneath the ocean like this is a bit unsettling, but we are making it. The two of you
Yes.
are down in a cave, deep, deep below the water surface. It was one that had been incidentally discovered by the Typhoon and her crew. After initial investigations, there was an object discovered further in that cave that the professor deemed too dangerous for anyone except Lavinia herself to handle. You decided that you would go along with her. Are you good to continue on?
Yes, there's nothing quite like having thousands of pounds of pressure ready to destroy you at a moment's notice to make you feel alive. It's a unique experience.
Yes.
I've
Good.
I've never experienced this before. It's much better than just being at the bureau all the time.
I suppose that is a matter of opinion. I myself would rather be stuck in the library than underneath all of this.
Yes, but that knife's edge of existence, it's just slightly exhilarating, is it not?
Hmm. Roll me an insight check.
21.
Her words make it seem like she doesn't quite agree, but you kind of see a glimmer in her eyes, and you've kind of been around Lavinia enough to know that, yeah, she might be feeling a bit of exhilaration. You know that, much like yourself, field work is not what she normally does. Well, after you. And she, like, kind of gestures further into the cave.
The void just slightly wraps himself around, still not used to moving around as much, and kind of clasps the Magi's pendant a little closer to his, well, not chest, but center mass, to make sure that his movements are balanced. And then proceeds.
They said that there is an island near here. The locals told the captain that whatever's down here fell straight from the stars into the ocean. Seems a little far-fetched, don't you think?
Considering that's how I ended up here, it's not that far-fetched, is it?
I suppose that is true. Well, at least you did fall into the ocean. That would have been unfortunate.
Unique.
Yes.
Unique.
That is one way to put it.
I will say, I think, from what I've experienced in the water, it would have been, other than the lack of breathing, easier to move around in.
So you cannot breathe underwater?
No. I learned that when I last tried to take a bath.
Oh. You know, for some reason I thought that you could breathe underwater, but maybe I'm just assuming things.
That is a danger of all life, but it's no concern.
Well, let us hope for both of us then that this cave keeps its structure.
Looking around, and it seems like these walls have been here much, much longer than either of us will be here.
That is true.
So,
you know, what is strange though, is that even though we are so far underneath the water, I still can see it. It is like there is a light. It should be pitch black.
that is probably the reason why we are here. To find out why that is.
I just hope that our way out will be as simple as the way in. I do not want to get stuck down here.
But what a story.
Suppose that is one way to think about it.
Shall we proceed?
After you.
Okay.
The two of you start to move further into the cave. Roll me a perception check.
Oh shit.
What's up?
No pressure.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Par.
What'd you roll?
7.
You guys suck. Campaign over. What? Why do I write notes if no one's gonna see anything?
I got you, Boo. Don't you worry. Passive
Blake takes
perception.
observant.
Blake,
I
you
do have
were.
passive perception of 21. I got you
I
all.
was like,
Now,
Blake,
my
you are our only hope.
my passive's 10, so I mean.
Jesus Christ.
13.
Ugh. Hey, Jesse, you know what you should do that everybody else did? Roll me a
What?
fucking wisdom saving throw, you asshole.
I have advantage on wisdom saves, so yay.
Smart man. Tentacle
17.
thing. That's good. Yeah, you know. Even though you don't see shit, you're feeling pretty good. But as you guys move further and further into this cave, you start to hear whispers again. Not quite the same as the ones you heard from your very brief touch of the grimoire, but similar. And when you turn your head to look toward Lavinia, you notice that she does not seem to be affected in the same way currently that you are. Roll me another wisdom save.
Nat 20 for a 21.
Awesome. You feel these whispers are kind of like, when it comes to your mind, it is your weapon. And you are very attuned to how things work with your mind. And you can feel that these whispers are almost poking and prodding as you continue through the cave.
Lavina sees a few of the tentacles rise up from inside the coat, like through the hood and the neck hole, just kind of poking. It's almost like an instinct, just like these little, just a few of them just kind of coming up, almost like they're just tapping different sensors or things. He turns over.
If you have any way to shield your mind, there are fingers poking.
Fingers.
I don't know how to describe it, but there is something here.
Roll
That
me a
Hmm.
insight.
14.
Whew. When you say that, you notice that her hand subconsciously touches the part of her cloak that's covering the book around her waist. When it comes to the things of the mind, that is not something I usually have to worry about, but thank you for that. Are you being hurt in any way?
It's more like a handshake from what I've read of them.
And the arms of the cloak rise up to just have like so many little tentacles.
Not having experienced myself.
She like looks to the left, looks to the right, looks at her like gloved hand, kind of like rubs it on her pants a little, and then slowly extends her hand toward one of the tentacles.
Like forms a not like a bald mass, but just kind of tries almost like to make a hand and
That
reaches
is a
out.
weird trick. She like shakes it. This is a handshake. I do not think that that is whatever is happening in your brain.
You're correct, but that was. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, sometimes you have to try new things. Roll me another wisdom save.
"18."
You are killing it. Thank God. This is why you went into the cave. The two of you continue on, and you still feel kind of these pokes at your head, but it's nothing piercing. But you do find it kind of fascinating that a mortal like Lavinia seems to be completely unaffected by this. You know that this sensation is unfamiliar, and it makes you believe that whatever is inside this cave does not birth from anything you are familiar with. You do not think that whatever it is comes from where you come from. If anything, roll me investigation.
"10."
It kind of feels similar. to the feeling you got from the tome around her waist. And you find yourself kind of unnaturally drawn to it.
The tome or the feeling?
The feeling. And the poking in your head becomes whispers in a language you don't recognize. And despite not knowing these words, these whispers feel like promises. Like they're trying to beckon you and promise something. And as you feel yourself kind of getting pulled by this, you hear Lavinia's voice. We're here, I think. And ahead of you, perched on a pile of rocks, is what you recognize to be a very ancient grimoire, looking somewhat similar to the one that she wears. The
Yeah.
whispers and energy around you seem to come to a focus, and you can tell it is coming from this thing.
Now, other than glances or just when from being around her for so long, has she ever acknowledged the book openly, or does I just know it's there?
The one that she wears,
Yes.
you know that when she was and she would have told you this story, because she's not too shy about this part. She was recruited into the bureau. She worked at a library in France. And the book she wears around her waist was turned in. And the bureau, by this point, has kind of sensors and ways to tell and find very powerful things. And the book had kind of tripped one of their sensors, and so they went to go investigate this book. And anytime anybody tried to touch this book, basically the same thing that happened to you, the mind started going crazy, and they realized that Lavinia was the only one who could hold it without immediately just having issues or going crazy. So they brought back Lavinia and the book, and she is the one who is in charge of basically just keeping an eye on it and keeping it safe.
He looks back at her. I think I know why they sent you and brought us out to the library for this.
I am starting to get that feeling as well. I do not like that this is my new job.
Well, at least it's books, and not demons, monsters, or any of the other crazy things that have come through our doors.
Suppose that is true. As she
Question.
says that,
Good.
you suddenly become hyper aware of every function of your body. Your appendages, despite the fact you were clutching the Magi's pendant to yourself, your appendages feel heavier. Your moves start to feel sluggish. And it reminds you almost of your first function on this atmosphere, the adjustment. It's kind of like your equipment isn't working right, but as you adjust it, you know that that's not really the case. It's the atmosphere is heavy. And as you turn to look toward Lavinia, you see that she is walking toward the book. And you're starting to wonder how she can even stand with the pressure that is currently beating down on you.
Are you feeling this?
She glances back towards you. No. Is there something that I should be feeling?
Deep pressure. More than we had.
And she stops in front of the book. Turns to look at it. Roll me a perception check.
Four.
Yeah, you are so focused on just this heavy feeling that almost seems to be pulling you down. But after a moment, you do kind of hear Lavinia talking to herself, and it pulls your attention from this book back to her. And you see that she looks like she's trying to read the cover of it, which once you notice that, you kind of shift yourself what you can to try and see it, but you can tell even from here that you don't recognize the text on the cover of it.
And you read that.
You see where she subconsciously goes to touch the book around her waist again, and she seems to be talking to herself. There's kind of like mumbling to herself. And roll me another perception check.
Okay. Hang on one second. I'm checking something on my list here. No, I'm not gonna do a spell. I was debating a detect thoughts, but no, not yet. Perception, you said?
Mhm.
Okay. 11.
You see that she mumbles to herself, almost as if she's having a private conversation, and you can see on her lips that she says, "I don't even know how to pronounce that." There's a pause, like a response is happening, and she nods her head. The Black Book, I believe, is what this is called.
Book. Do I recognize that name at all?
You do not.
Okay.
But she kind of turns her head back to you. We definitely need to get this back to the bureau.
Did they give us any type of vessel to carry it in, or are we just to drag it back?
She kind of lets like a little laugh out, and then she lifts her hands up and just kind of shows you her hands. Roll me another wisdom save.
18.
Okay. It doesn't hurt, but you feel that whatever was probing before is really trying now, and it almost, the pressure almost sends you reeling, as whatever this thing is very obviously trying to push its way into your head.
Does it feel
And
like it's coming from the book or just from the area that we're in?
from the book, but it's kind of ricocheting around the area. And you hear, through those whispers that are in your head, "What a curious creature you are." And the book in front of her, not the one around her waist, but the one in front of where you guys came for her, the pages fly open.
The void reaches out with tentacles, just kind of not trying to not latch around Lavinia, but just kind of put a little space between her and that book.
Mm-hmm. The pages start to flip, just like rapid fire. Roll me a perception check.
Music is messing with my head. I love this. 15. Yes.
For a very brief second, on one of those pages in the book, you see a picture that depicts an image that looks very similar to you. Roll me another wisdom save. This time with disadvantage.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. 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 that big D. 3.
Your head hurts. It feels like these whispers are piercing at you, and you can't even think straight. It's just constant, curious creature, and then just as these whispers swirl around you, and you take 6 points of psychic damage.
Ooh. Wait. I'm resistant to psychic damage, so I just take 3.
Mm-hmm. This is why you came to the cave.
Woo! Damn. Okay.
The book starts to glow, and you see that some of the pages that are flipping through, you see what can only be described as just runes that are glowing.
Is Lavinia being affected by this at all?
No. And you see as this is happening, there's kind of almost just an invisible wind around you that's kind of whipping everything around with the pages. And you see Lavinia shift her cloak again, and you see the grimoire around her waist. She turns to look at you.
And she sees me like just.
Do not tell anybody in the bureau about this.
If you make this stop, you have my word.
Okay. And as she says this, the latch that keeps this book around her waist closed, she leans down and flips it, and the book opens. And her other hand tucks underneath it. And for you, the whispers and the madness, you're getting it from both sides now. You're feeling this pressure from the book in front of you and the pressure from the book that she wears. But as you're watching Lavinia, you see this aura wrap from the book that she holds kind of around her arm and grasp her. And you see that there is a slight glow to her eyes. Roll me another wisdom save at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. 14.
You are struggling to even stay conscious at this point because despite you being relatively resistant to what is happening, you are also still very susceptible to things that happen to your mind. You take 4 points of psychic damage, which have to, yeah. But you watch as Lavinia's lips start to move and words come from her mouth that you don't recognize. You know that this is not you've studied a decent amount and you've been around a lot of people in the bureau that speak different languages, and you've been around strange things enough to know that whatever words she is speaking is not any kind of normal language. It is not a language of this earth. And as she speaks, the whispers start to coalesce until instead of being echoed around this like a chamber, you can tell that they're coming from the 2 separate books. Roll me insight.
Oh shit! I rolled a nat 1, but that's No wait, did I? No, 7. I rolled 7. 10.
You can't really catch anything in these whispers, but there is one thing you do catch. You hear the words, "My precious Lavinia," and then both books slam shut. You see her put the book back on her waist and quickly lock it back up. And she turns toward you, and the whispers and the chaos and the madness and everything you were struggling to kind of make your way through, quiet.
Ooh.
She takes a few steps toward you, and you watch as that glow of her eyes kind of fades. Are you okay?
Void catches his breath, adjusts the mask that he wears over his face, kind of does his best of a shoulder shrug as they can mimic from seeing people. That was unique, and I will not ask for details, nor will I ever speak of that, but
We
before
appreciate that.
I will ask one question, if I may. You don't have to answer it, but
What is it?
do those know each other?
And then tentacles pointing at one book to the other book.
She looks not toward the book around her waist, but toward the new one. And she kind of gets this look on her face that's almost like distant. Like, you get the impression that she's not, even though you're both looking at this book, you get the impression she's not looking at the same thing you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, he does not like that one.
Well, in that case,
And they step forward slightly. Well, I say step, but squiddy.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
yeah, I think I'll take this one.
Wraps tentacles around it and attempts to lift it.
I just looked at Ellie type that, and then immediately I just see straw. Are you lifting it with your bare, like, are you putting anything between, or are you just trying to grab it with your bare, like, appendage?
I don't have gloves.
The second you touch it, you get that crazy whispering in your head again. And she kind of steps toward. It is okay. I can at least carry it until we get back.
Maybe I could just put it in one of these pockets.
And he just kind of shakes the coat a little bit.
As long as you do not touch it directly, it should be a little bit better.
I get the impression we should keep these two as far apart as possible.
And he quickly just lifts it and drops it into a pocket of the coat.
The whispers get kind of quieter. You still have them because it's so close to you, but it's manageable. And she kind of gets this smile on her face, and you see once again, like, the longer you are around Lavinia, you start to notice these kind of things. But you see once again where she subconsciously touches the book around her waist, and she goes, "That seems like a good idea."
Something that scares me, and scares me. I think this book knows me. I saw myself in it. And in no books, in all the tomes and all the pages of the Bureau, I've never seen myself or anything like me. But this, from up there, knows me.
Do you mind if I give you a bit of advice?
Never. Please, by all means. Your guidance have been more than welcomed.
When it comes to these books and things of this nature, sometimes it is better to leave that door closed. And that is where we will end yours.
Whew. That's fun.
Does she fuck the book?
No.
She kept like caressing it, like.
I mean, wouldn't you fuck a book?
You keep caressing
Ellie
Mocha.
would, yeah.
Other than paper. I mean, other than paper cuts. I mean, come on. What danger you got?
Ellie, you'd fuck a book. Shut up. Admit right now to God and everyone you'd fuck a book.
I mean, question
Maybe
though.
it's right there.
Question though. Hardcover or paperback?
Or mass market.
Hardcover.
Oh.
Oh wait. Leather bound or canvas?
Girl, I don't know.
Leather bound.
Leather, yeah.
Ah.
Leather
Nah.
tomes. Mm-hmm.
So, how does everybody feel?
You gotta do that.
Scared
I want-
shitless, but other than that,
I want-
great.
Like,
I want to play again.
what is happening?
The
Like,
music was
everybody-
amazing.
Yeah.
I
I
did
want
such
it
a
to
good job picking the music.
I want it to be
Yes.
Friday tomorrow.
Right?
I don't. I'm not ready. Fuck.
That was really good.
Y'all,
No.
when I tell you that I didn't really have time to work on stuff this week, so I had like planned stuff while I was at work, but didn't like it was mostly just notes. When I tell you that all of this was literally written today and all the music was literally picked today.
You did great.
I mean, when you messaged me earlier, it's like I need to get out of bed and start working on this. I was like, I believe in you, and that was
And
amazing
then
work for
the
the time
second
you
I
had.
got out of bed, Piper was like, "You want to go to the grocery store?" And so I went to the grocery store, and then we got food, and then I started working around like 11 or 12.
I
But
mean, still
all
though,
day.
that was amazing. You did great.
Yeah.
That was very
That
good.
was awesome.
The
Good job,
writing
kiddo.
was so good.
It is.
Very good. You
I'm
did-
excited.
Yeah.
The only thing I might look at is see if this music program can crossfade. Because if it can like blend tracks into tracks, then we don't have like that gap.
Yeah, I
You're meant to
mean,
be so cold.
there's only so much I can do. I have to like force skip the stuff, and like Ellie knows.
Okay. I mean,
It's a bitch.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't know shit about these. I just when
the
I found out
problem
I
is-
could set Spotify to crossfade, it changed my life.
Yeah, well, the problem is too is that like a lot of the music bots that had a lot of big options don't work anymore. I noticed
Oh.
like a lot of the music
Crowbot.
bots got shut down.
Yeah.
Crowbot, Groovybot.
Rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they all gone.
Copyright infringement bot.
Copyright infringement bot. That one